There, yes, there's our sound. Hi, hi friends. I'm really low. I adjusted my chair and didn't prop myself back up. Whirfleet, hi, thanks for the lurk. Long Island Stitcher, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you could join us tonight. And Selku, hello. Good evening. The cowboy man, the cowboy emo is fantastic. Yeah. So we're here. It's Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday. Cleaning off my desk. It's a never-ending struggle. How's everybody doing tonight on Sunday? Having a super extra anxious day, so that's great. Hoping this will help. Usually it does. So, Carl, I was wondering why you were on this early until I checked what time it actually was. It's not early. Oh my gosh. Trying to do a thing where I don't stay up all night because I need to get better sleep and I need to conserve my own energy. So I'm trying to do better about starting when I should start and setting a time to end and doing that. So tonight we will be ending about midnight, in case anybody wanted to know. Know how that is or should have been. How long do you have until you really can't put off going to sleep anymore? I was gonna do something. I don't remember what it was. I don't like how low this is. We finished putting up the shelf today. It only took a week because of reasons, but we finished putting up that shelf today and I had to like resituate all my cameras because of it. I always get anxious on Sundays. It's the going back to work thing. That's true. That's true. Sunday night anxiety, I guess is what they call it. I don't have school or work in the morning. Long Island Stitcher. I'm actually a full-time student right now. But I'm super anxious because school is supposed to start in a week and I haven't signed up for any of my classes. And I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do about it. So that's a very big source of my stress and anxiety right now. You should have been in bed 2 to 3 hours ago. So, Carl, I think what you should do is reframe things and just accept that your bedtime is like 3 and 4 a.m. Because it's always supposed to be earlier, but like, just embrace it. You're a night owl. And I am fixing the scroller right as we speak. Movie night last night was a awful fucking disaster because of technical difficulties. So it is being rescheduled for next Saturday, the 15th at 8 p.m. And the capture card is already downstairs. I will be doing all of the extensive retesting of everything, and we will make sure that there are no hiccups. Where's my text? Something different. Hi. Hello. Basil, you are in the way. Hey, stop that. I need my hand. So that is next Saturday. I should just change that to Saturday, not next Saturday. I don't want to confuse anybody. Then, all right, now we can save that. Lurking currently, something different. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. We also need more sleep. Same. So you either have to sleep right after I get home or get in bed earlier on average. Now you'll be able to attend. It's true. It's true. A few days on 4 hours or less, and your body will tell you to crash at like 5:30. Been there, done that many times myself. Yeah, when we'll do the movie night next, like this coming up Saturday, so should be lots of fun. Hopefully people will be able to remember. My plan tonight was to crochet and work on the snail, but I can't do that until this cat gets her fix and then fucks off elsewhere. This is Basil. I have two cats. One, Fiona's the other cat. She's a tuxedo, and she usually comes up here to nap in this bed at some point. We'll see if I can attend on Saturday. Well, I hope you can, but no worries if you can't. I know that whatever time we end up having something like that, I know that regardless, I will always end up excluding people just because of time zones, unfortunately. And that sucks, but that's just how it works. And that's also why I initially gave options of times to start, because I wanted to include as many people as possible, but I could only do so much. You got your booster today, congrats. Nothing but a heart. I haven't heard this in a long time. Thanks, Anonymous. I never wanna hear you say Basil wants her belly rubbed. Yeah, I don't feel bad about it. It's just all frustrating. Del, congrats on your booster. Which one did you get? Pfizer or Moderna? Or you didn't really have side effects from your second dose, did you? I don't remember. That was one of the things I meant to do today, was to schedule our boosters. And you know what? I'm gonna just do it. Oh, fuck. I was like, I'm gonna do it right now, but I can't because I have to go get our booster cards. No, I don't. They're in my phone. I can do it. What is the website? covidvaccine.com? Something. It's something like that. Long Island Stitcher? Oh my gosh. Wait. There was no alert. What the fuck? There was no alert. Are my alerts not working? What the hell? Thank you for the sub. That's very unexpected. Thank you so much. Basil, can you chill slightly, please? Now, maybe I need to reload my overlays. I don't know. Hey, stop that. And I'm gonna delete this. Yeah, my alerts are on and everything, so I have no idea what that's about. Carl had Moderna. And Zell had Pfizer. Oh, you didn't get out of bed for 3 days after your second dose. Wow. Well, let's hope the booster is kinder to you. This time, you could choose between the two. Oh, you got yours on Friday. Well, congrats, Carl. I didn't know that. Congratulations. That's excellent. Now I'm gonna find Basil. Stop. So annoying. Fucking cat. Long Island Stitcher, by the way. So the movie night next Saturday, it is in Discord. It is not on stream. If you come straight to my channel here, nothing will be happening. So if you would like to make sure you're in on that, you can type !Discord and join the Discord server. All we ask is that upon joining, you set your pronouns by clicking on the reaction role that aligns with your pronouns, and then we'll give you access to everything. And there's I did make an event for the movie night to help people remember. So if everyone should click on that to help remind themselves that that's coming up. I think on the Discord events you can even integrate it to your Google Calendar or whatever calendar service you use in your phone or digitally. Just trying hard to make sure people know what's going on. I'm only one person. You're still feeling it in the arm, but nothing really bad. That's good. Oh, you had a little bit of like a flash fever, like an hour and a half afterwards. Nice, nice. That sounds pretty mild. That's good. Where, let me search. Vaccine. There's emails from the university about like, they have a link in these. Boosters, here it is. Yeah, no worries. What? I don't expect it will hit. Oh, yeah, yeah. Basil, just go the fuck away. God damn it. Like, I get that she's fucking cute and everything, but like, can we also appreciate that she is the most annoying ever? Jesus. Look at that being famous last words. No, Carl, you should be fine. The onset of reactions or like symptoms and things after the vaccines is always within the first day or so. So since you got it on Friday, if all those things have faded by now, I'm sure it's fine. Oh my gosh. There's just crap all over my desk mat. I hate it. I hate it. Zell, by the way, thank you for the boosting the Discord server. I really thought that might be part of the issue because I know like with those, it changes the amount of files and like stuff that you can upload and stream and everything. So I really thought that was part of the issue, but apparently it wasn't. So I also feel bad about that. But thank you. Hi, School Run. Hello, friend. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. How is your Sunday going? We want the Pfizer BioNTech age 12 plus. I am scheduling my COVID booster because Zell and Carl both got theirs this weekend, and I've been meaning to schedule Dan and I's, and I just keep forgetting. So I'm doing it right fucking now. The whole debacle was my fault anyway, so it's okay. I mean, true. It was in fact your fault. You're the one who wanted to watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and I was like, all right, listen, let's make that happen. If we meet the sub goal, and then we did. Like, it was a group effort. It was a group effort. I was trying to think of something we could do for, like, for a different sub goal, but I'm not good at coming up with those things. This camera is like, I feel like I'm in a swimming pool where you can like barely touch your toes at the bottom and then you're like trying to keep your head above the water because it's like really up there and I'm like down here, and then if I lean forward, like, it's not good. I gotta figure this shit out. But I don't know if it's, let's see. Do we just need to pan out a little bit? I don't know. Hi, so I'm okay. Physically, I'm okay. My stomach hurt yesterday, like really bad, and I don't know why. But like today, I don't know. I'm having a very anxious and very stressed out day, but streaming helps, so here I am, and I'm hoping that this will help. So thanks for being here to aid in that endeavor. Campus Town Urgent Care. All right, I need to pull up our regular vaccine stuff because they ask for information about your previous doses, like when you got them or something, I think. And I know I took pictures of them. The question is, did I favorite them after I took pictures of them? No, I did not. Well, fuck. Okay, I know they're in my wallet. Let me run and grab that. Let me run and grab that. Go ahead and like, I don't know, tell me terrible jokes or tell me terrible jokes to read when I come back, or puns, or just make the chat move as much as possible in the meantime. This will take just a few seconds. All right, here we go. Ta-da! I have the papers. Those hearts are so pretty. Just really like them. Okay. I feel like 10 days into the new year, a lot of places have New Year's notifications up that are like, please be advised, we'll be closed New Year's Eve, blah, blah, blah. But like 10 days into the new year, I feel like they should take those down, you know? This camera is not in a permanent location yet. I think I'm gonna end up having to get a different way to mount it. Because now that I have this really awesome shelf here, which I have pictures of, I will put them on Instagram. Now that I have this cool shelf here, the long flexible arm that I've been using to hold that camera up is too long. So I gotta come up with something else. Terrio is here we go. What? Carl, is there context to that? I have no jokes either. Jokes are hard. I just really like wait, can I tell you about my ant farm? The ants all died, but the uncles are still alive. That's the only joke I've got right now. Crafty Kiki Apocalypse, hello. Tonight what we're working on right now, while we're just warming up, getting situated, I'm actually scheduling my COVID booster vaccine because I keep forgetting, and I was just reminded of it, so I'm just doing it right fucking now so I don't forget anymore. And but then we're gonna be crocheting, working on a crochet snail. Pfizer booster. When did you receive your last dose of the COVID-19 vaccine? That was 7/9/21. Oh, it was the text-to-speech. Yeah, the captions. We have automatic captions through OBS. If you cannot select a quantity. Oh, you have to select the number of persons being vaccinated. If you cannot select a quantity, then we are currently out of vaccines. So that's excellent. I don't want to go to other places. Damn it. Don't know. Yay! Yep, staying healthy is good. That's why I don't leave my house. I already have plenty of autoimmune diseases. I don't need any more. Because long COVID is very real and it's real nasty. You don't want it. It's tearing through everywhere. Tearing through everywhere. Because the Omicron variant is far and away exponentially more infectious and it puts way more of the virus out into the air. So you don't even have to be in like close proximity to another person. It's just in the air, which is why you need to have actual like N95 masks these days and just stay the fuck home. And if you have home tests, don't trust them because I know at least 5 people who have had 3 false negatives with home tests. So just they're not worth it. The place that we went for our first doses were out, yes. Trying to get the booster, but nope. We got 2 years long COVID. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. That shit is no joke. I don't know. I feel like I could pick one of these random pharmacies, but we really like going to the same place that we already went to because we like know that place. I don't know. I guess I'll just ask Dan what he wants to do and we will do it later, even though I was trying to get shit done now. Oh well. It took you a while to find a place for the booster. Yeah, that's how it's looking. Crafting is a good way to fill the hours. It is. Except that here, something seems to always go wrong. Murphy's Law runs my life and hates me. So something always goes wrong. This snail is very overdue. Back in the fall, I did a giveaway for part of my 1-year celebration, like 1-year stream birthday, whatever you want to call it. And this is the big snail. There was also a small snail, which Zelku won. It's in a box because I wanted to finish both of them before sending out either one. And well, I'm very slow at everything. So, you know, plus moving, life happens, school. Invisible diseases are the hardest to see. Yep, because they are invisible. It sucks. What's everybody else up to tonight? What are you all doing? What? I was looking for something. What was I trying to do? Oh, maybe I was doing 2 different things, I think. I think I was, one, looking for the picture of the snail so I can show people what the end product will look like. And then I was gonna pull up the pattern, maybe? I don't know. I had to like clear the cache and stuff like that for my web browser the other day. And it signs me out of every website and I get really annoyed when that happens. That's not what I wanted. By the way, the other day I saw a person on the street and was thinking, what the heck is Snowy doing here? And then I snapped out of it and was like, oh, she just have more or less the same hair length and color. So someone else who has like longish blue hair. So I think maybe I have a familiar face because throughout my life, I have been told like many times, like I've had friends text me and like if we were gonna meet up at a bar or club or random place that evening and I had not arrived yet. On several different occasions, I have had friends send me a text message and they're like, "Are you here?" And then I was like, "No, like I'm definitely not there yet." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, I swear I saw you." All the time. And then they'd like try and take a really blurry picture and send it to me of this person that they thought looked like me, and it's like impossible to tell, but of course, but also like they don't really look like me, or I don't think so anyway. Familiar face strikes again, but that's okay. It's nice to be thought of. I guess we'll go with this picture. Save that, close that. Add an image source. Browse. Okay, that's really large. I will make that smaller. But this way, when people ask, like, oh, what are you making? It's this. Oh, I don't want to cover that up. We have to just shove it over here. I have seen other people with some of your facial features before, like a nose. Did you see a person with a nose? Just kidding. Learned your limits and only overstep them sometimes. That's good. It's a very, very difficult balance. Let's shove that back here and cool. Now I need this pattern. I need to move those. I have gotten in the habit the last few years of putting all my patterns and things for crochet or cross stitch or any of that stuff. I put it into an app in my iPad, so then I can just like mark things off as I go, and it's so helpful. As long as the Apple Pencil is charged, let me check. Warefleet, hello. Hi, friend. I saw your lurk at the start. Nice of you to join us. All right, I have not crocheted in a while because everything happens and gets in the way. I also super suck at counting for crochet. So I just put stitch markers like in everywhere, and it helps. But the part that I'm on is like, it's 25 to 30 rows of just rounds of this to make it into the long body of the snail. And it's so easy to just keep going around and forget to forget counting the rounds. I am not good at that. It's so much math. Dude, I can't even remember if I ate today. I usually forget to eat, so I've just accepted it. What color is the shell? So Crafty, if you look at the emotes for my channel, that will answer your question. You might notice a similarity. I really want this to tilt down just a smidge. And it's probably, yeah, way too much. Way too much. I can't ever have it where I want it. Good enough. That's a little bit better. I don't feel like when you were a little kid and they'd like pull extra chairs up to the big table for holidays or Sunday dinner or whatever, and you got stuck in that weird chair that was like way lower than the table. So you'd like sit down, but then the tabletop hit you like right here and you're like trying to eat. Can anybody relate? Do you know what I'm talking about? One time I saw someone who thought she looked very familiar to you. After a few moments, I realized that yes, she did. She looked like a composition of 3 other people. It was a weird experience. That's amazing. I really like that game when I'm people watching. That's the body, not one of the eye things. Nope, nope. This is, so if we look over here at this picture of the pink snail, that's the example image from the pattern that I bought. This, I think, is supposed to be the head, unless I fucked up and it's not, but I think this is the head. looking at the pattern. Okay, so here is the pattern. So this is going to be the body with the little head and then the body, and then the shell will sit around here in the middle. So mine doesn't look as smooth. I don't know. Trying my best. It's probably going to look janky and I'm probably going to hate it, but there's no way in hell I'm redoing it. So Christian's just going to have to like it however it ends up looking. There's always that chair. Yeah, it sucks. So I needed to change my camera because I really felt like I was sitting in one of those awful chairs. Let's see. Let me do this. That would be a huge snail if so. Wait, what would make it huge? Oh, if that was one of the eye antennas. Oh my gosh, that would be like, that would be all insane. Can you imagine? I don't want to lose that stitch, but like putting it on top of my own head, like that would be gigantic. Wow. 80s Nerd Bomb, welcome in, friend. It has been a minute or two. How are you doing? All for having one that size. It would be like, well, the really, not really old, but like the 60s movie musical, the Rodgers and Hammerstein, like 1960s movie of Dr. Dolittle. I think it's Dr. Dolittle. No, never mind. It's the Never-Ending Story, where there's the guy on the big snail. Once again, hopefully people know what I'm talking about. It would be like that. Go through. And I apologize. I'm not always great at working like inside the camera area. And as I was saying at the start of stream, the camera's in a temporary, like this camera up here, it's in a temporary spot. So normally what I'm working on would be more centered, but this is the best it's gonna be for right now. And this week I will get that sorted out. A body pillow snail, seriously. Oh my gosh, Paul, you just got over COVID. We were just talking about how like long COVID is really fucking horrible and nobody needs that shit. Oh my gosh. Did you get lucky with it or did it really fuck you up? Could you move the texting up to the right corner? Carl, what do you mean by the texting? Do you mean the captions? I don't know that I can do that. Because if it's the captions are through OBS and I don't have control over that. But let me take a look. I might be able to tell you how to adjust them. It covers what you're doing. Oh, okay. Let me check something. Oh, that's I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to adjust where they are. Simply because they're built into OBS and I don't do anything. Captions, experimental, audio source, language, and provider. It does not give me any, that I know of. I don't see any options for adjusting. Let me see. That's a good point because I just previewed the stream and you're right. It's like right over this area right here, which is the least ideal. It'd be nice to have it like up here. Never-ending story. It was pretty mild for me. 3 or 4 days of muscle aches, sore throat, chills, and night sweats. Yuck. How about the rest of your family? I assume since one of you had it, the rest of you also ended up having it. I really hope it was kind to everyone. So you guys don't need anything else on your plate. Caitlin Elizabeth 111, thank you so much for the follow and welcome in, new friend. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to adjust the location of it. And now I'm really curious and I want to figure it out because that sucks. I don't know. I don't know, Carl. I'm really sorry. Now, maybe I'll sit over here and I'll try and work over here. I'd have to like tilt the camera so I'm still in frame. But I can just move over a bit and maybe that will help. Your wife got it first and your son had it too. His was almost non-noticeable with symptoms. Well, that's good. Although, like they've said, kids, if they get it, they have a lot less symptoms, but of course that varies widely across the board. Closed captions and options, and you can customize it? Really? Options in the web browser, or, and by options, do you mean settings or what exactly, High Score? Because if you know a way to adjust it, all for it. I'm using the Brave browser instead of Chrome, so it might be a little bit different. Move your face to the right corner and tilt the camera a little bit more towards you. Okay. Sure, let me sort that out. Like this. In the settings, okay. I wonder if it'll work like that for Brave. I will have to check. Let's see. In Brave, I'm going to settings. And then what else would it be under? Appearance? I mean, I'm not the one having issues with it, so if you guys are all in Chrome and you're able to figure that out in Chrome, go for it. Bella Daphne, hello. Oh, in the settings with accessing the gear, has the closed captions come up? Yes, it does. That's not what they were talking about. They were talking about the captions are on. Oh, yeah. So it's on the stream in the yeah, Bella is right. It's the settings wheel cog thing, mechanical wheel. And then you can change the effects. I never noticed that before right now. I thought you were saying literally in the web browser settings, like the settings of the web browser, not the settings of the stream that we are viewing. Yeah, so everyone can adjust that for themselves. That's fantastic. I would suggest putting them at the top, like over the keyboard, because that's gonna be the best spot this time. But yeah, these are running through OBS. I have no control over it from my end, from what I can't control how you see the captions, but you can please adjust them as much as you need. I'm glad we sorted that out. Yeah, I had no idea. Have it your way. Closed captions like Burger King, right? Yeah, I split the yarn. Fuck. I have this little hook that's for picking vinyl, but I love using it for crochet to help count. And also when I like split the yarn or do something like that, it also helps. It allows you, yeah, to adjust it and move the captions to the top of the screen. Exactly, exactly. It took me so long to even figure out using the OBS captions. I was using this other website for a long, long time, and it was awful. It was super easy to use, but it was shit as far as accuracy. But the OBS ones are really accurate for the most part. We barely have any hiccups with it, and I'm really happy about it. It also, I don't know, I think it also just runs I think it runs better, it looks better, it's more accurate, just, it's a night and day difference, honestly. Me either. I thought you were the one controlling it. Same. Yeah, if you move it to the top left, that will put it up here, and that'll be good, because you can also put it over like a black background, and that should sort it. Oh, come on. I'm really good at splitting yarn. How has everyone's weekend been? The other night, I was like, I was thinking in my head when I asked how everyone's weekend has been, I was thinking like, how's everyone's weekend been aside from COVID-related things, because that's on everyone's mind. But I was just thinking of a friend of mine who is a hot tub streamer. She is a lovely human being. I popped in her stream the other night before I went to sleep, after our game night stream on Friday night. That poor thing, I hope she went and got a COVID test, because I was telling her, I was like, Leah, you probably have COVID. Go get a proper test done and fucking rest. And like everyone was telling her to go to bed. She was freezing cold while she was in the hot tub. That's a sign. And she was like, I started coughing a bit, and I was like, just no. Anyway. Maybe you could tilt the overhead cam slightly more towards you. Less likely that you go to frame. Yeah, I can only do so much, and it keeps falling. Again, the placement of this camera up here is temporary. I'm going to move it again this week and get it sorted out, but I was scrambling before stream to get it back in place because we had putting up this shelf and finishing the shelf was a colossal pain in the ass. It was horrible. And we had a screw break off in the board. We couldn't drill the pilot holes deep enough, and then we had to re-drill them because they weren't, the diameter wasn't big enough. Also with those brackets, we had to use those stupid 90-degree adapter for the drill, and those help somewhat, but they're also just a fucking pain in the ass to use. And trying to do those screws, like, it fucked up some of the drill bits. It just, everything that could go wrong went wrong. And I wasn't even the one doing it. I asked Dan for help with one thing, and then he's like, I'm just gonna do it. And like, I was fine with that, because if he does it, it's way faster than if I'm trying to do it. But even with him trying to do it, it just was a shit show. No idea why. Cypher Love, hi friend, hello, hello. How are you? That's better. Yeah, I moved it up a little bit. Sounds lovely. Yeah. Thinking about what would I do if I need a multi-camera setup? There's a lot to consider. The overhead camera that I'm using right now is just on a flexible arm. I think I am going to look for a bit different of a mount for it, because now that we've moved and we own this house, like, I can look for configurations that are a little bit more permanent if I want to. So I don't feel as bad about getting something that is maybe a bit shorter but works perfectly well, because in the old house I didn't want to do something like that because I knew we would be moving inevitably. I don't ever have to move from this house if I don't fucking want to, so I'm gonna put up a shelf if I please, and I will get a different camera mount to go from that shelf. If I please. Which I do. So many options, and not all of them easy or cheap. Correct. I know they make Something else that I was considering that I think Christian brought it up and Miss L was talking about it was they make projector mounts from the ceiling. If you want to get crazy, they have projector mounts from the ceiling. And they have some that are like 6 feet tall, or they can extend to 6 feet or something crazy. Maybe not 6 feet, but several feet in meters. More than a meter, I mean. Oh, I skipped something back here. So those could work if you really want a nice overhead view. I was thinking of getting something like that for the basement once I'm able to stream down there and get back to doing furniture. I was down in the basement to spray the shelf and do a quick coat of white and a top coat. Just to cover up some scuffs and things on the board. And man, it's just such a nice space to work in down there. Can't wait to be able to actually spend some time. One more stitch on this round. All right, let me mark off this round. 10 whole stitches, done. You don't want to know how I am. Oh dear, what does that mean? I mean, I do want to know because I care, but if you don't want to talk about it, that's all right. I mean, I was going to say we're pretty good at distractions. I don't know if I'm good at distractions, but chat is good at distractions. So maybe as a group, we can all distract ourselves from other things that we don't want to talk about. It's people using hefty aluminum profile rigs. What? I don't even know what that means. Projectors and monitors. You got a monitor one actually, but you haven't mounted it anywhere. Nice, nice. That's all right, Cypher. You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to. But I appreciate you being here. As the scroller on the bottom of the stream says, movie night is rescheduled for this coming up Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you're able to make it, we'd love to have you join. Last night was awful. Don't super want to talk about it either. But yeah, there's lots of time between now and then to get everything sorted out, and I think it should be sorted out because it was like after we had done all of that like tearing out our hair and trying not to throw the computer across the room, I remembered suddenly that I have a capture card. I have one, I just always forget. And I was like, oh, I have a capture card. That probably would work perfectly fine, but, well, it was just too late by that point, so, yeah. Is this the new stitch? It's so difficult to tell. Maybe I should count. Hold on. I'm going to take out one of these and count from that last one. I'm not beating myself up over it anymore. I got really high. We finished watching all the episodes of Black Jesus, and that helped a lot. And then I went to sleep. And today's a new day with more absurd, awful bullshit happening, but it's my life at this point, and I've accepted that the universe will not allow me to get anything done ever. It's just the way it is. Okay, I want to count these to make sure I know where I'm at. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And these are 30 all the way around. All right, cool. Now I'll use a stitch marker to mark that I'm starting a new round because I'm just so bad at counting these things and it's so simple to mess it up. So then I end up with like stitch markers all down the side. Before I took a longer break from this project, I got pretty good about being able to do a round and then move the stitch marker. Like I had a really good rhythm or system with it, and then moving school, everything got in the way, and now I have dropped that, and I gotta find it again because I would really like to be able to just crank this out. How does one half-ass their way through a sweater? I don't know how to half-ass anything. I wish I did. That would make my life so much easier. 1, 2. That looks like a stitch. Why is that not a stitch? So like, if it will focus, I don't think it's gonna. Why? Oh, so this little bit, come on. Like if the keyboard is showing, it's like, ooh, tiny things to focus on, and it just won't. Come on. There. So this tiny bit right here looks like a stitch, but I don't think it is because the stitches are these, which are bigger. What? What? Can't wait to see the end result. Have fun tonight. I'll try my best. Crafty, does that mean you're leaving, or are you just wishing us well? Carl, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, friend? My ass is split about on the middle. Choose your own half. What? I'm just confused about whether that's a stitch or not. It's very small. I'm gonna wager that it's not, and I'm just gonna go on my way. What am I talking about? The half-assing thing. Oh. Oh. I think that comment doesn't make sense in that context. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, some people build like a cage and mount all that stuff to it. I've seen that, and I think that would just stress me out because I'd feel like confined in that area, and I really wouldn't like that. I just use, well, for lights, I use things I already have. And I think my lighting is okay. It's not the best, but hey, I'm no pro streamer, so it was a stupid joke, carry on. I was going that direction to carry on. A noble attempt nonetheless. Yeah, I don't know. What else? My brain is blank. Oh, today I had a random idea where I was like, what if I like quit streaming crafting stuff? Because before I started streaming crafting stuff, I didn't do tons of different crafts. I did a lot of cross stitch. I did some embroidery stuff. Crochet always interested me, but like, I don't know. I did some sewing, but I didn't do those things as often. I didn't do those things all the time. But streaming those things makes me feel like I have to do those things all the time. But so today I had a random thought of like, what if I quit streaming that stuff and I just streamed whatever the other stuff is that I'm doing? And then if people want to watch that, cool. And if they don't, cool. I don't know. because that would involve a lot more like on-the-go content, which is really hard to do for me because I don't have any equipment to do that with. I've been thinking really hard, or not really hard, but I've been making an effort to work, to reduce like mental clutter, which involved one of the big things I did in that direction recently with the start of the new year, and I didn't do it because of New Year's. It just happened to be a good time. Was my leaving the roleplay game that's run through a Discord server. It's phenomenal and it's beyond brilliant, and the person who created it is by far one of the absolutely most creative minds I've ever met in my entire life. But it was mental clutter. I was never the demographic for that game. It's more like Dungeons and Dragons text RPG type stuff. I was there as like a founding member to help test it and everything. But in the last several months, it had become like pop in at certain time intervals to push a button type thing. And that really, like, it doesn't seem like it takes a lot, but it ends up taking a lot of my time and mental space. And I just was like, I need to get out of that. So I sold all my collection of NFTs to someone, and now I'm not doing that. So then I was like, okay, what am I doing with this time instead? And the answer is fighting Murphy's Law, but it could be other things. The sweater, right? You have most of the front done. Good job. I definitely don't have enough yarn to finish it all, so I'm winging it through the rest. And the yarn is a complete shit show at this point. I'm not sure if it can be finished at all, but whatever, I'm YOLOing it. Can you get more yarn? I know like on eBay and secondhand sites and even Ravelry, people sell discontinued yarn. Because it happens where you're working on a project and you're going to run out of yarn, and sometimes it's a discontinued color or something that you don't have, and the store you bought it from doesn't have it, but people of the internet have the things. All the healer drama. What? What do you mean? Where? The game is not Dungeons and Dragons. There was healer drama. Is that what you're talking about? Like a few months ago with the first aid kits? That was insanity. And that was the catalyst to my leaving, actually. Because I was like, at that point, I stopped enjoying myself. I forget when that all went down. Yeah, that stuff, yeah. That's when I stopped having fun in that game. I almost quit right then, but I was like, no, I won't. Continuity. Why are you typing it out like that? I don't understand what that means. It's vintage from the 80s. I've never seen it anywhere, so I can't get more. Oh man, that sucks. What does it look like? Because I'm curious now, since you've got sweet vintage yarn. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if if you posted a photo of it in Discord or something, Cypher, I would not be surprised if I saw that picture and then went to the craft reuse store like this week or whenever they reopen and found that yarn there, because they have all sorts of random stuff like that. And that's the weird type of stuff that happens in my life, but I wouldn't count on it. Oh, so I did another round, but I didn't mark on the pattern. I'm so bad about that. So bad about that. I'll do the round, and then I'm like, okay, I need a new marker, and then I forget to check it off. So like, I'm terrified that this snail is gonna be way too long, simply because I forget to check off rounds on the pattern. It's just so much to do, so much to keep track of. Ugh, too much. I think I will get rid of this stitch marker too. I will be daring. and only use one. Sorry there's no music or anything. Music is a big hassle, honestly. And a lot of people don't like it, so I stopped bothering. Nature sounds are nice, but still somewhat of a hassle, and it always resets and I have to redo it, and I don't like that either. This one. All right, let me take a look. Go. Go through. Tension is hard. Let's see what we've got. Oh, I have to log in. I always forget about that. Nevada multicolor. Oh, so it's like a dreamsicle. It's like orange, like a peachy orange and white. Interesting. It looks pretty. Cotton viscose blend. Yeah, it says it's 63% rayon and 37% cotton. Just curious. And I just had it and I forgot what it was. Hold on. Nevada multicolor. What's the name of the color? Do you know? Peach and white viscose and white cotton. Huh. I was just looking on eBay for funsies because you never know. It was not written on the label. I see. There's some by that brand, but yeah, none that are that exact colorway, but that's all right. It happens. Do you have a lot of sweater left to go or not so much? So I know you said the front, but I feel like I honestly feel like I have to start like keeping up on current events so I have things to talk about or something, but I don't want that. I like living under a rock because it's less stressful. I'm just not good at pulling conversation topics out of thin air. Especially on days when I've been really anxious and stressed. It's really hard for me to just think of anything on those days. But I really love when we have conversations going on that everyone can jump in on. I just wish I was better at facilitating those kind of topics. You're excited, by the way. You got to test a camera you found that someone had tossed out. It had the charger, but something was wrong. What was wrong with it? What kind of camera is it? ZMAGA 72. Hello. Welcome in. Your DSLR uses the exact same battery and charger. So you managed to dig that out and do testing. Oh, so the camera and battery were great, but the charger was trash. But hey, if you have a charger that works, winner, winner, chicken dinner. What kind of camera is it? That's exciting. Great score, Carl. That's kind of how I got my record player and the camera that I'm using for my face camera. It's a Nikon P7700. I'd have to look that up. I don't know anything about Nikon model numbers at this point. I used to, like, maybe in the early 2000s, like 20 years ago. I have a Nikon D70 sitting around somewhere. I need to just put it on eBay or something because I can't even use it as a webcam. It was like the last model before that ability. So I can't do anything with it. Would this help if the camera was closer? Because I can zoom it in more if that would help. I just didn't want it to be like way too close, so I didn't, but could always try it for science. Oh, I split it again. I split it again. And in, over, back through. Go. Last stitch of this round. And I will mark it off. BRB, no worries, no worries. And I will add a new stitch marker right here. Where did you ever make a decision on those colors for those minifigures you're painting? Sorry if I wasn't super helpful. I just suggested testing the different options. All right, let's take out this previous stitch marker. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I need to add more stuffing in here in a minute, but I always wait as long as possible before doing that. It's a mirrorless thing without a viewfinder. Wait, what? I know mirrorless cameras are a thing, but I guess I don't really understand about them. So I've never really bothered to figure out the difference between obviously the difference between a mirrorless camera and a regular camera is that one has a mirror and the other doesn't. But like, I've never bothered to look up like what that really means, you know? Fairly decent. Yeah, sounds like it. There's only a small screen to see what the camera sees. Oh, okay. If we do that, is that too close? Maybe that's a little bit better. I just think it's going to get more grainy. What do you plan? Do you have any plans for what you're going to do with that camera, Kyle? You're going to keep it, take some fancy photos, or sell it, or... I found my record player in a similar way that you did with that camera. It's only a small screen. It's 28 to 200 millimeters. Is that the focus? I was a horrible photography student, and I never understood what all the different numbers and things meant. I just was like, here, this looks good. I'm going to go with it. Which is not what you're supposed to do, but I couldn't ever quite understand the other stuff, so I didn't get very far. A fixed lens. I see, I see. I've had cameras that are not fixed lens, and even like this one is not a fixed lens. I could change the lens. The problem is that the lenses are fucking expensive, so I can't ever change the lens because, well, that costs as much as a camera, right? Years ago, like definitely at least 10 years ago now, when I was living in my first apartment, one day I went outside to take some trash out or whatever the reason was that I was going outside, and there was a record player sitting by the dumpster, and it was It's one of the Crosley ones, like, sure, purists are like, ew, Crosley, that's shit. Put it in the dumpster. Okay, I'm not a purist. Record player is a record player. But it was one of the Crosley ones that's like a record player with FM radio, and it can do CDs and cassettes as well, with a nice lid and everything in the wooden box. And I was like, wow, that looks really nice. Why did someone throw that out? And it was sitting right next to the dumpster. So they like obviously weren't completely tossing it. They just were like, maybe someone can do something with this. So I picked it up and brought it inside, and I was like, it's really nice. It's a shame to throw this out. I wonder if it works or what I can do to get it to work. And I was messing around with all the switches and things, and I couldn't figure out why. Like, it seemed like something was happening, but it wouldn't, I couldn't get any sound out of it. I couldn't figure out what the missing piece was. And then I got, the bright idea to look up the owner's manual for it. And so I looked that up and went through the user manual. And it turns out that on the back of the whole wooden box, there's a little switch. And the back of the wooden box is painted like a matte black. But there is a little tiny switch, few millimeters wide. And you flip that switch to activate the cassette tape player and deactivate the cassette tape player feature. So I switched that just for funsies, and the whole thing started working perfectly. So someone had thrown it out simply because that switch on the back had gotten flipped, and they couldn't figure it out, and I guess they just didn't bother to look in the owner manual. So we still have that record player. It's downstairs somewhere. It's in Dan's office, actually, but yeah, nice free multi-function record player. Can't beat that, right? You intend to keep it. It's better than most other cams I have. So if you can't find anything wrong with it, I'll keep it. Yeah, for sure. Lenses are expensive. Good ones for mine are at least as much as the body, and that was over $1,000. Oh yeah, where? Totally. And then like when you see wildlife photographers and stuff and they go out there, and it's always hilarious because they have like the little bitty camera body, and then they have like this giant cannon, and I don't mean the brand, I mean like artillery cannon attached to the camera body, and like, oh, that's the lens. And it's just gigantic. It might as well be a telescope. I think that's hilarious. But then those lenses cost like as much as well, I'd say as much as a house, but like they probably cost more than a lot of cars. It's just like unfathomable. I don't know. It's too much. I think it was tossed out. Yeah, because the charger didn't work, so they couldn't make it work. I can easily see that. Yep, people are wasteful, but they also don't want to take the time to figure out how to fix something because we live in a disposable society, unfortunately. I love fixing stuff, if you couldn't tell. I have multiple things that sit around that like I kept because I would like to fix them. Some of them I have done that, and others not yet, but I'll get to it. You connect the lens to the tripod, not the camera body. What? I know like there's tripods for some of the lenses to hold up the lens, and it's like a long thing with like 2 tripods attached to it. I haven't seen any where the lens connects to the tripod. I don't know if I've seen that. I would be interested in seeing how that actually connects. If it's bigger than the camera, that's what they do. Huh. I didn't realize that. Oh, I've done another round. Geez, just like that. Maybe I should crochet on stream more. Maybe so. I always try not to because y'all can be really distracting, but if it's just doing rounds, then that's totally fine. Now we gotta add some stuffing. Party clown, yay. I bought this for $1.99. Probably, yeah, in 2017. I've had this for a really long time. And it was a brand new bag, still sealed. And I got it because I was like, $2, that's unbeatable. So I bought it, not knowing what I would use it for, but I knew I'd use it for something. And then once I started crocheting, or last year, I guess, now I started using it. This stuff is fine, but like you have to pull it apart to kind of fluff it up before you stuff it into the crocheted area. And when you do that, it lets out like all these teeny tiny, like almost invisible things, but then it's just all over the place, and I really don't like that. Just wish there was a cleaner way to do it. Like that. All right, I'll click momentarily. Let's stuff this in first. And I'm going to put a needle marker on this last stitch while I'm stuffing it to make sure I don't accidentally lose the stitch. Yeah, actually, I think that'll be fine. And I can add more a bit later. Let's click on that. Oh, yeah. You know what? Now that I see it, you're right. I think that is more what I've seen. So yeah, it holds up the where did it go? This one. Ah. So yeah, it holds up the lens, then the camera sits with it. That makes a lot of sense. I think I was misremembering. I don't know. I think it looks a little bit silly, but obviously, like, it makes sense. I understand why they do it that way. It's just, I can't get over how large and expensive those lenses are. That's too much, man. It's too much. All right, let's get this one on here. And then we'll do another round. Yay! Center of gravity. Yes, the center of gravity. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know. What else is interesting? Anybody have any like weird facts or anything? When I've got things going on in my life, I've got stuff to talk about, but like I stay home all the time and I don't go anywhere, and like that really limits what there is to talk about, you know? At least for me. It's winter, been super cold outside, so I haven't been going for walks even, which sucks. Also, walking in our new neighborhood is not as, I don't know, it's obviously different than the old neighborhood, but I don't know. It's like where we live now is absolutely a big residential area. And where we lived before, we lived like, I don't know, next to a street that was busier, but we lived like close to a school and like there's a lot more going on in the area. So there was always stuff to see, and so it was a bit more interesting that way. Awesome Games Done Quick is on right now. Is it? Is it? That's cool. I'm proud of myself for knowing what that acronym means. I only know AGDQ through my partner. He introduced me to that. I'll watch it if like he's watching it, but I don't usually seek it out on my own. I think I know they raise money. They raise money for two different things, but like Doctors Without Borders, fantastic. Yes, give them your money. But the like Prevent Cancer Fund, it's so generic and it just sounds like such a scam every time. I don't know. Do you work? Are you Gawk, are you asking if I work? Right now, I do not have a job. School is my job because I'm a full-time student. And I'm trying to finish a bachelor's degree so that I can get a job. But yeah, school is, I was gonna say school is hard, but it's not like so hard. It's just, it's very stressful because there's all these things that I'm supposed to do, and I don't know that I'm supposed to do them until it's either too late or almost too late. And it's just awful that way. A former landlord of mine, you live in their basement, they offered to lend you a 300mm fixed lens. Oh, he was a pro photographer. The lens didn't fit your camera. It was also about the size. Oh, the one in that picture. Wow. Was he wanting to lend it to you just to let you try it out for fun? Or was there something specific you wanted to photograph? Yeah, and you don't even want to think about the cost. Mm-hmm. Going to school for what? The degree I'm working on is Natural Resources and Environmental Science with a concentration in ecosystem stewardship and restoration ecology. And I really love what I'm studying. I definitely feel like I'm in the right place and studying the right thing. I'm just at a point where I need to start taking some math classes and I think like a chemistry class that I haven't done yet because I wasn't really putting them off. I needed to do a prerequisite class first. And then after I did those prerequisite classes, I was like, okay, I can look into this chemistry and this other math. I need to do a calculus course, and it can be like a business calculus, which is easier. But the problem is that I do better with difficult topics for me. Topics that are difficult for me, like math and chemistry. Chemistry is interesting and it comes to me somewhat naturally, which is weird, but it's also really hard. And I really like it for those reasons. But I do a lot better with that in person than online. Whereas classes that are like social sciences or other stuff, those can be online easily. But since we've been in a pandemic for 2 years, I haven't taken those math courses or chemistry. And like, I need to take them, but I also am not interested in like risking my health or my life in order to, you know, take those classes right now. So it's really hard and it's really stressful. And school actually starts a week from tomorrow and I have not signed up for my classes yet. I need to do that. But also every class that I look up and try to join, they're all full. So it's like slamming your fingers in a drawer on purpose repeatedly, and it's horrible. Can't remember exactly. I see. Hi, Booker. What's going on? Welcome in. Nice of you to join us, friend. How's it going? We're just chatting, hanging out, crocheting a snail here. And movie night, as stated, has been rescheduled for next Saturday at 8. Saturday the 15th at 8 p.m. And that is on Discord, so don't come here looking for movie night. You will find nothing, or you'll find me auto-hosting someone else, possibly. I don't know. Go that way. There we go. Trying to decide if you want to get back into streaming. I see. Did you stream before? At some point in the past? I feel like a thing that happens a lot in my channel is that, like, people come in, we talk about something, and then, like, conversation topics, you know, then, like, naturally lull or naturally slow or something. And sometimes they change into other things, which is all great and fine. But then, like, a new person comes in, and then they start talking about something, and then maybe that's how I get stuck on, like, a lot of one-on-one conversations. Maybe that's how that happens. I don't know. But I like to figure out a way to keep facilitating group conversations about things. You were streaming random games in your D&D sessions. I see. And how did that go for you? How long did you stream for? Like overall, not like each individual stream. Don't split the yarn. Okay. Man, next month is supposed to be the time when you're supposed to, like, plan your garden. Well, really now, January is when you're supposed to plan your garden here. Because Illinois has a pretty long growing season from, like, well, depending on what you're growing, but you're supposed to, like, plan your garden in January, and then in February, well, January, February, you, like, buy your seeds and order your seeds and all that stuff. And then, like, February-ish, late February maybe, is when you plant, like, tomatoes and other seeds indoors and get those going. And I just, like, I have never done that because I feel like that's a lot of pressure, and I'm never ready at that time to do that thing. But this, what am I saying? But, like, thinking about gardening and things like that, gardening and, like, house projects that we want to do, all that stuff is what got me thinking about, like, what if I changed what I stream and I just do whatever the fuck I want to do and not primarily crafting stuff. But it was a flippant thought. I didn't really, like, sit down and dig into it. You're trying to use the gear you have and not buy anything new. Oh yeah, don't buy new shit if you don't need it. Overall, you stream for about a year. Nice. Life gets busy and you fell off. And then you started back in March last year, according to Twitch. Ah, all right. Nice. Do you need a master's in your field? I'm not sure. I think it depends on what I want to do with it. If you ask me what I want to do, that answer varies. There's a lot of things I want to do. I'm not good at narrowing it down. But a master's is a good idea. And I feel like I should get a master's. I don't know if I would do it immediately after getting my bachelor's degree, or if I were to take a year or two off and work a bit first and then go back for the master's. I'm not sure. I hadn't really thought about it simply because I really take things one day at a time because I'm so overwhelmed in many different directions and spread very thin and burned out in the school direction. And there's just so much information about everything, and I never know where to start. Because, well, these are problems I have, and I know apparently all the young neurotypical kiddos don't have these problems, so good for them. I'm more conversationalist than anything else. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think I'm an all right conversationalist. I'm just shit at coming up with conversation topics. I would really like to have more topics that everyone can join in discussing, because when a lot of times in my stream, what happens is different people come in, and then I end up having like 5 or 10 different conversations going on in different directions with different people, and I don't get anything done because my attention is switching every few seconds with that, and it leaves me completely exhausted. So a couple weeks, I don't know, recently I've been trying to focus on facilitating group chat where we can all engage with each other and not just with me. So it's healthier for me and helps build the community up and is just better all around. And I'm just saying that as a general thing I'm striving for. I'm not saying that because people are talking about different things. Like, everything is cool right now. Everything is good. Your friend's getting his PhD in public health. Oh, his MPH. Very nice. Very nice. So before I, hold on. Let me mark this row before I lose my train of thought. So I'm doing natural resources and environmental science now. Before that, I was going to go to PA school and be a PA and a medical provider. But I changed my mind last year. No, 2020, I changed my mind. And I switched majors, which I'm super glad that I did. But yeah, I was very much considering doing public health stuff because it's super awesome and interesting and super important, but there's just too many interesting fields out there. Oh, Cypher, I didn't know you streamed. You streamed last night for the first time. You spent 2 hours doing nothing but bullshitting about knitting and talking to my yarn. That's how it be. You don't even have a proper camera. Yeah, some people don't, and that's all right. Strangely therapeutic. See? You gotta do what works for you. Fitzy Crochet. Hello. Hello, Fitzy Crochet. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in, new friend. Just situating things. What? Who? What the fuck? Wow. So, never mind. Someone literally sent me a whisper on Twitch to ask if I was actually talking about them because of my go live notification. Wow. I don't even know what to do with that. My contacts just went like really blurry, both of them. Ugh. Situating stitch markers because we already marked off the row. And here we go, on to the next. I thought I saw something today that mentioned like a Super Bowl halftime show that was like millennial dreams come true, but I don't know if it was like a troll or like not a troll, but I don't know if it was like a joke or if it was for real. Does anybody know if something was announced about that today? I don't care about football or watch football, so I have no idea about those things, but we usually have the Super Bowl on because my partner also doesn't really care about football, but like 3 times a year, including the Super Bowl, he's like, oh, we should watch some football, and then it turns it on. I don't like advertising, but I do, of course, like Super Bowl ads because most people tend to like those, right? Christian, there you are. Hi. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to join us tonight since yesterday you were traveling, and I wasn't sure if you were going to be doing more family stuff today. How are you? How was the traveling and getting back to you went back to Valparaiso, right? Welcome in. And you did not miss movie night, as I'm sure you figured out. So I'm sure you're happy about that as well. I really wish there was no stream delay. That would be great. Yeah, back in Valparaiso. Nice, nice. I guess I need to get in contact with, oh my gosh, I had the name in my head. The person who runs it in Demi's. I need to ask them what exactly they do because it worked when I tested it, but it was a nightmare. But it'll work. I know a different way to do it, but I feel like there's surely something more straightforward. But anyway, how does it feel to be back in Valparaiso? Hi, Fiona. Hi, Kitty. Nice of you to keep me company. Hi, Sadie. She's on the floor right now, but hopefully she'll jump up on her bed. Hi. Last night, Dan and I were sitting on the couch and Basil came by and she jumped up to get some pets. And we were just sitting there and I was like, God, our children are so beautiful. Because I was talking about our cat. It feels great. The weather is much nicer. What's the difference in the weather between what city does your sister live in? Because I don't think I know that. Hopefully it's not so hot. I know you said it was crazy hot there at your sister's. Get there. Whose eyes and nose have they inherited? Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. Really? Okay, for real though, both of our cats are me. They both embody different things about me. Fiona basically has my personality. Basically, if she's like me, but if I were a cat, pretty much. Basil is my anxiety. She embodies my anxiety. It's ridiculous. And by that, like, she'll be like 6 feet away from you and then be like, and jump and like run off. She's a very, I don't know. I don't know if she's actually like nervous or if she is just being playful or just being a weirdo. I don't know. Another round done. Landlocked Newfie, hi. welcome in. Nice to have you join us. How's it going? Real though, both of our cats are me. Okay. Okay, where I will add the quote, because that's not how it works, but thank you for letting me know that you would like me to add that as a quote. There you go. Sister lives in, she lives in Santiago. Oh, in Valparaiso. Oh yeah, that's that's a bit cooler. That's nice. Yes, where all you have to do is ask. Fuck's sake. You're so confusing. Just ask and it shall be so. You're going pretty good. You're going to lurk while you get some dinner. What are you having for dinner, Newfie? If you can say. If not, that's cool too. We just are nosy and like to know what people are eating. Because food is tasty. Oh, I had a flash thought where I was like, where did I put that patch I finished? And it's right here. Because I saw Ware's patches up here, and I'm going to send them out around the same time. So I just keeping track of things, you know. I'll try to get those in the mail this week. Just need to add the iron-on portion to the other one. Where are you still like moving to North Carolina and stuff? Think about making a battle jacket. Are you planning to be in battle for some reason? Are you joining the military? That seems very unlike you. Yeah. Go here. Christian, are you finding that your place is like comfortable but new? It's like strangely familiar but also seems like a place you've never been. I always have that feeling like when I come back from vacation, back when we used to do that, or like just being away for a while. It's a very weird feeling, I think. It's just what they call the sleeveless black denim jackets covered in patches. They're called a fucking vest. Denim vests, they're a thing and they're for everybody. But you don't have to militarize it for no reason. You were there for a while, you're back in mass for the time being. I see, I see. Whatever you gotta do. Oh, you haven't gotten to your place yet. Oh, so tomorrow you're going to do the cleaning with your sister. I got it, got it. I remember you said that, was it your brother or brother-in-law was taking vacation days and you were going to fix some tiles and all that, so makes sense. It's exciting though. Or is it exciting? I hope it's exciting, but hopefully it will feel nice to be back in your own place. Although, I don't know, I think for me, after living with other people for a while and being used to being around other people, going back to living alone I don't think I would like that. Part of punk culture. Uh-huh. I guess so. Not just punk. There are lots of different groups and people who like denim jackets with patches on them. But Whatever you want to do. Wear your denim vest and cover it with whatever you want. I miss living alone. Oh my gosh. Because you just want some fucking peace and quiet, right? Because you said your family's really loud. My family's loud too, and there's only like one other person. He's not really loud. It's just that sound travels in this house a lot. Yes! Give me the silence! Cue up that Simon and Garfunkel sound of silence for Christian. I just miss living in a bigger place, such as a house. Yeah. It is really nice to have space to move around and like a lot of times I feel like I need to get out of this room because like when school is happening, I get stuck in this room, specifically at this desk for like hours and hours and hours. And then when I'm done with those obligations, I don't even want to be anywhere near my computer because I'm just like, I can't. And it's so nice that I have the space to be able to get away from that. In the other house, we just didn't have space to get away from any of it, really. Red syrup, hi. Your brothers chew with their mouths open. Ew. Gross. Hopefully you don't live with them. Ew. Also, not having to care about not bothering neighbors. Yeah. Yeah. Because when you live in an apartment, yeah, that makes sense. That's why our progression was like, Dan had an apartment when he first lived here. And then when his lease was up there, we got a place together. And luckily, well, we got a place together and it was a townhouse. And so we got very lucky that ours was the unit on the end. So we only shared one wall with other people. And then we were like, I'm really sick of just sharing walls with anybody. So then we wanted to rent a house. And I mean, I kind of knew that like, okay, well, when you rent a house, then you get comfortable living in a house. And then after people rent a house, then they buy a house. It took Dan longer to come to that decision, but it's fine. So then we were like, all right, we are sick of paying someone else's mortgage for them. So let's stop doing that and be serious about it. And we were very, very lucky that we were able to do that without family helping and stuff. But now our money is a lot tighter. If you rent a snow peep house, yeah, what about it? Oh, you live on the top corner, so you share a floor and a wall. Concrete building, so the sound travels far. Oh, I didn't realize that. If you rent a snow peep a house, she'll want to buy a house. Maybe we'll say she'll want to buy a home instead of a house because you got to break up the words. Because if you give a mouse a cookie, it will ask for a glass of milk. Sure, sure. What's the next part? When you give him a glass of milk, he'll want a straw. I think he wants a straw. And then he asks for something else. I forget all the long list of the stuff that the mouse asks for. Why is this shaking the camera? Oh, that's why. It's because the camera's cord is touching the back of my monitor. That's stupid. Just want to swirl around a stitch marker, you know? You need that first crappy apartment to figure out what you really need in a place. Seriously. My first crappy apartment, and the only time I really lived alone, in my very early 20s. It was a garden level apartment, which is the one where it's like half underground. So you get those living room windows that are 3/4 of the way up the wall, and it's really weird, and you don't get enough light, and there's no windows in the kitchen or anything. I lived there for 2 or so years, and then I moved back to my dad's house because I lost my job and couldn't afford my apartment. And turns out, surprise, surprise, when you don't have any executive function, you may not be great at living alone. I sure wasn't. Yeah, and then when he moved here, I think he said he did a very Dan thing and he literally took like whatever the first place was. And his apartment was I think it was top floor. It was like top floor of a 3 or 4 story building. So it wasn't too high up. And it was actually, the location was great. The location was fantastic because you could walk really close to a lot of restaurants and things. Like our favorite barbecue restaurant was like a drunken stumble away from his apartment building. It was so nice. But it was so weird, and like none of the rooms were square shaped. Well, I take that back. It was technically 2 bedrooms, so we had a bedroom and an office. And the bedroom was square shaped and the office was square shaped, but like I guess they were going for that open floor plan bullshit. And like the living room area was not square shaped at all. It was like I don't know, like a really loose L kind of shape, but like if all the corners were done on a diagonal. Finished another row and I didn't mark it down. You guys gotta stop me. Yell at me in the future. I gotta cross these off. Otherwise the snail's gonna be way too long. I don't know, like it just didn't make any sense. So fitting any furniture in there was super weird. And he also didn't really have any furniture because like dudes, right? He finally got a couch like right when I met him. So not because of me, but like when we first started talking, he's like, "Oh yeah, I like literally just got a couch." He is all about the like, just get whatever, it doesn't matter. He is getting better about that though. Eventually, he wants some alone time with your wife, the mouse, and asks if you'll go to the store across town for them. Apartment living is totally butt. Garden level, code for basement. Like how you said open floor plan bullshit. It is bullshit. I saw an article. I need to read it. It's saved in my phone. I like open a tab in my phone with an article I want to read, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. Months later, maybe. But the snippet of the article that I saw was saying that, like, hopefully, I think they were talking about how they thought open floor plans were going out of style, and I fucking hope so. I hope so. And I think they said it was a product of the pandemic because if everyone's home all the time, people want some privacy. Nobody wants that open floor space bullshit again. Because, like, you gotta have space to get away from your own family, you know? You can love people and also needs to have space away from them. What kind of non-Euclidean living room was it? Yeah, it was a weird ass place. I don't have any pictures of it. Like, it was, I don't know, it was bright and open and all that, but like, I don't know. It was like a new building and everything. Like, it was weird. Yet, he has fairly good footwear style. Oh, he being Dan. Yeah, we both have good taste in shoes. We both greatly enjoy shoes. Even though we both end up wearing the same pair of shoes all the time. When I met him, he had like 25 or 30 pairs of shoes. He had so many shoes. They took up like the entire entry wall of his apartment because he had them all lined up there. And then when he moved out, I think when he moved out of that apartment and we moved in together, he got rid of most of them because he didn't wear them. And then now he has a lot less pairs of shoes because, like, who cares? And we don't go anywhere. Angry Whopper, hello. It's been a couple minutes. How are you doing? So lovely to see your name pop up. Open floor plan decreases loneliness because it makes people see each other. Yes and no, but then when somebody's doing that annoying fucking thing that they won't just fucking stop, like that tapping or chewing sounds, their mouth noises, or whatever it is that they're doing, or they're scrolling on Instagram and the fucking videos just keep like the sound and they won't use headphones. Whatever the reason, people need rooms. You gotta clean open floor plan, clean all the time. You can't have a mess. That's true. That's true. Yeah, open floor plan. All you do is clean all the time. And even if I tried my hardest, I'm not that person. Can't do it. I'll never understand the idea of having a place, like an apartment, without any storage room or storage space. I think most apartments come with like a storage space in the basement, or at least some of them do, but not all. My first apartment had a storage space. It was like in another building. I had to go to the building next door, and it was downstairs. Was it? Yeah, I think it was downstairs by the laundry, but I also didn't do laundry hardly ever, so I didn't go down there much because I hate paying for laundry. No one should have to pay to wash their fucking clothes. There's a lot of things people shouldn't have to pay for, but, you know, like education. I've been in school. Ugh, me too, friend. Me fucking too. Even if you own almost nothing, you typically have seasonal clothes and maybe equipment like skis for winter. I think the skis for winter is definitely a European thing, although Dan did have a set of skis. I think he sold them or donated them, but he had a set of skis. They were like short skis or something. I don't know all the wording for that. Because he used to live in upstate New York and he would go skiing. He really wants to take me skiing, but he is like, I think you would just have a panic attack and like nope about the whole thing. I'm not sure that he is wrong, but I'm just not sure if I could do it because I assume that skiing means you automatically break both of your legs, and I don't want to break any bones ever. I'm also like ecologically opposed to ski places because they're horrible. Like, if your place doesn't naturally have snow, don't drain the rivers to make more snow. And they like carve ski runs in the middle of mountainsides. There's just endless problems. Please don't get me started. And have nearly as many shoes as I used to. It's hard to justify like over $125. Yeah, it is. It is. Like, we rarely buy new shoes or new clothes these days because we just don't care anymore. But if we do want to buy something, and if it is a bit more expensive, sometimes we just do it because like we don't buy new stuff ever. So then like once in a while it's okay. But you're totally right. You're totally right. Open floor plan is negative for houses, but for apartments, like a multi-level, people can get lonely. I watched a video on how architects are redesigning buildings. Yeah, because a lot of apartment buildings are built with retail at the bottom level, so people can socialize. Yeah. I live in a big university town, so like almost all of the apartment buildings are the ones that have retail at the bottom for students. Open floor plan means no doors to hide your mess. It's true. Company comes over, they're gonna see all your junk. I helped someone clean a flop house in Tucson, Arizona. So many pairs of skis. In Tucson? That seems strange. Oh, check for another round of done. Thank you, Carl. Thank you. More of that, please. More of that telling me to check off rounds done. Because I've got a lot of them to do, and I rarely remember. So you guys have to fucking remind me. Otherwise, Christian Snail is going to get ruined because it's going to be too long. All of my junk. I mean, not like your junk, but like your belongings that are heaped in a pile, because people have clutter sometimes and stuff doesn't always get put away, you know? Whether they see the junk, that's between you and the guest. I don't know nothing about all that. Midwest apparently has a lot of skiing. Yeah, Wisconsin has some, and Minnesota, I'm sure. Maybe the Dakotas. I don't know about those. Nobody hears anything about those ever. Like, states that never make the news. Those. Lots of random European travelers would come through and stay there a month and then leave. I keep clutter on my clutter. Christian, Clutter King. The Clutter King of South America. Like a hoardy exhibit. Like a hoarder exhibit. My first apartment, like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I got like a little bit hoardery. I don't know that I did. I think I just had good intentions, but no executive function, and I didn't realize that. Because that's when I was selling vintage stuff on Instagram all the time. And so I would pick up new stuff to sell. And so some of that accumulated around, and it got maybe a little out of hand, but I also didn't have a place to store all of it. And then the city, I lived in Peoria, Illinois at the time, and they didn't have recycling for apartments. There was no recycling for apartments. So I wanted to recycle what I could, like cans and jars and stuff at least. That's at least the easiest things to recycle. Let me close this up. So I had been collecting them like in a bag in the closet by the entry, and I would take them to the recycling place when they were full. But like I couldn't always get there. So sometimes there was more than I wanted. But like when I had to move out, there was just a ton of stuff in my apartment. I don't feel like it was out of control or anything, but I think people like to throw around the word hoarder, and I think it easily makes people feel really bad when they're doing their best and they just have clutter. I don't know. That's my thought on that. Michigan has great skiing. So does Minnesota. That makes sense. Michigan's the one I forgot. Michigan is a nice state overall. The 2 or 3 times I've been there. Nothing in the Dakotas. That's fair. That's fair. Hi, Avenging Pineapple. Nice of you to join us. Clutter King, bow. Bow to the Clutter King. People, oh, you know, people in Minnesota, they had quite a bit of snow lately. Yeah, I think somebody else was saying, they were like, oh my gosh, there's so much snow, it's never gonna stop. Like, let's stay in, even if it hadn't been COVID time, amounts of snow. That, yeah, I think I remember hearing that. Like a foot or so in a day. Well, they got all the snow, which is why we haven't had any. We had like less than an inch dust the yard a couple weeks ago, but I don't know if that even really counts. Yeah, and it makes the anxiety about the clutter worse. Correct. So like Dan sometimes likes to say like, oh yeah, when you lived in your apartment, you got a little bit hoardery. And I'm like, you weren't there. There's no photos and you weren't there. So like, don't even talk. It's not even the case. All right, I'm starting a new round, so remember to remind me to mark this one when I finish it. Free fall, hi. The highest elevation in North Dakota. The highway overpasses. No skiing. Oh. Interesting. So the Dakotas are really flat, is what you're saying. I guess they're really flat except for whatever the mountain is that the gross white people took from the indigenous people and made Mount Rushmore on. Because that's on the side of a mountain in South Dakota, one of the Dakotas. Got a few days ago, now it's just raining in the 40s. Yep, we had that, so you're welcome. I passed it on up your way. It's just raining, and then it was like, the last 2 days were like freezing rain, and the driveway was a sheet of ice. And a couple days it's supposed to be like 45 degrees, you know, just how it be now. A wind-swept hellscape of misery. Freefall, do you live in the Dakotas by chance? Is that where you live? You should probably find your bed quite soon. Carl, whatever you need to do. Bed is good, sleep is even better. You want to be rested to get a good start to your week. Go and sleep, we'll be here. You can always pop into Discord at other times of day. Except the Black Hills. I don't know really anything about the Black Hills except that, oh, they're in western South Dakota. Oh, okay. Oh, you lived in Fargo for 8 years. Nice, nice. I got out. Proud of you. Proud of you for getting out. My first job at the Eureka IGA grocery store, there was this lady, I think her name was Carol, because of course the name is always Carol. She was like the kind of old lady who'd like worked there forever, and she was like, I don't know if she was like head of the cashiers, but she like had been there forever and ever. And she was like training me and stuff, and she had all these rings on her fingers, and she's like, oh yeah, these are Black Hills gold or something like that, and she made it seem like it was some super big deal, which clearly it was to her, so that's nice, but that's the only thing I think of when someone talks about Black Hills. Too late for a proper good sleep now. Oh my gosh. Does that mean you're giving up and staying awake, or that you're gonna go and have a less than ideal sleep? Oh, Black Hills is where Mount Rushmore is. I see. I did not realize that. I always forget that Fargo is in North Dakota, whichever one. I always forget that. I always think it's in Minnesota. But I also used to think Milwaukee was in Minnesota for a long time. I don't know why I thought that. The rest of my geography is great, but just those, like, American geography messes me up a little bit sometimes. North American, I guess. Oof. You're still contemplating. One will require coffee, the other will not. Why is that being weird? Go in. Probably should get a couple or 3 hours on the pillow. In some ways, it's better than nothing. It is better than nothing. Go. You're not big on coffee. Me either. Me either. A few hours is worth something, though. You should go and get those while you can. But I'm really glad you were able to stop in and hang out, Carl. It was really nice to chat. And if you can make it to movie night Saturday, that's great. And if not, I'll understand. The movie night is for all of you. It's I don't it's Zell's fault. So, you know, blame him. Blame him regardless. Coffee is life. Eh. For some people. Grandmaster Ong, hello. Hi, what's going on? I'm all right. I'm all right. We are crocheting a snail tonight. Finish a round. Let me mark that off. And then we can continue in the next one. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Sleep well, Carl. We'll catch you later. Been to Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower, Crazy Horse Monument, and Wall Drug. Is Wall Drug a national monument? Or is that like a drugstore? Look at that snail. Yeah, the one in the picture, that's from the pattern, but I'm making one to look like my emotes, and I'm not as great at crochet, but I'm trying my best. Yeah, you're welcome for the raid. Oh yeah, that was after our game night on Friday. I was tired, but looking for somebody. I thought it was really funny that you had another raid just before me, and they also had been playing Jackbox. What are the odds, right? Yeah, people love Jackbox. They really do. We actually only played it a little bit. We only played it a little bit. We had a lot more fun with other games this time, which I thought was a really nice change of pace a little bit. Because in the past when we've done games, it's just been like Jackbox the whole time, which personally gets really tiring. Yeah, but we played Codenames. Codenames is great. I love Codenames. And then, oh, we played What the Dub. That was so much fun as well. That was so much fun. We did Words on Stream as like a warm-up while we wait for people to show up so we can play others, but that one's kind of whatever. Yeah, you should try it, Ong. You'd have fun. You've got a good group of people, a good community that hangs out. You'd have a lot of fun with that. It's a tourist trap. There's a billboard every 20 feet for wall drug. What is it? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Try it one of these days. Yeah, no rush. No rush. So I need to put up some pegboard in the other part of this room. I need to put pegboard up on the wall where my sewing machine table is. I'm not sure if that's something to stream or not. I don't think there's tons involved in the process, but just because something looks simple on paper doesn't mean that it still won't take me 6 fucking hours to do it. Because we have the pegboard and the wooden pieces to make the pegboards stick out from the wall enough. How have your streams been going? They've been going okay. I've felt more like down recently, like energy-wise. Not like sick or tired or anything. I just feel like I don't have anything to do on stream. So I think that's been a factor that I feel like my streams have had less energy lately. Because I'm not a high energy person, although I wish I was. But overall, I guess things are fine. You got sick last week. Oh dear. I hope it was nothing serious. So Wall Drugstore is a drugstore in a small town east of Black Hills. Oh, they took over the entire downtown due to amazing billboards all over South Dakota. What? So Wild Drug, it's just like an area full of billboards and people go there to see the billboards? That sounds a bit strange. If we were on similar, yeah, we really are on similar mellow energy levels. Absolutely. I wish I knew how to do all the cool effects like you have on your stream, Ong. Not even lights, like I don't even need crazy light stuff. I just want to have more like exciting things that come up on the screen. But there's no one writes a tutorial about how to actually use the yarn board. It's just figure it out, which I never will. So I guess we'll be like this forever. You learn them from Nutty's tutorials. Try talking to your yarn. I've never been one for talking to inanimate objects. I know some people do that, and that's, if that works for them, that's great. But I've never really done that. Another round is done. This is going great as far as progress. We've done like quite a few. The billboards lead people there. I see, I see. I use OBS. Streamlabs is trash. No one should use it. Ping me on Discord. I can help you with what I know to create stuff you want. Okay. That's the link to our Discord. That's probably the best way to like get a hold of me in Discord. Oh, you can whisper your Discord account. That's fine too. But our movie night, the movie night from last night is rescheduled for this next Saturday, January 15th at 8 p.m. Central Time, and you're all invited, but it is through Discord. If you come here looking for a movie streaming, you will find nothing. It is through Discord, so anyone's welcome to join us there. All we ask is that you set your pronouns when you enter. There's a self-assigned reaction role to set your pronouns. It's like a strip mall, and there's a bunch of souvenir shops, museum, restaurant. You went when you were 12, so it's been a while. No worries, no worries. But yeah, I think Tourist Trap is a good summation of that. It sounds like a place I would never want to go. I found a clip of a show that I'm gonna not post. I'm gonna figure out how to clip the segment of it so I can use it in stream. And it says, what is it? I put it in my phone. Well, I could read it. It's not gonna make any sense, but like times in stream when I'm doing stuff and chat, like when people come in and they have no faith in what I'm doing and think that I'm clueless, and they all start telling me how to do the thing I'm already doing as if I was born yesterday. But there was a line in the show I was watching last night that said, it was like a person praying to God, and they were saying, please bless these sorry ass followers who don't have any faith in me whatsoever. And it was perfect. So I'm gonna clip that and have that available so that if people start like telling me how to do the thing that I'm clearly already doing, that's gonna come up. Thanks, Ong. I will do that. I will do that. I don't think I even have Discord open. Now I do. General. Okay, Long Island Stitcher I don't know if you're still hanging out, but if you are, you need to set your pronouns first. Thank you for setting your pronouns. You are good to go. And I will remember to hit you up for that. What show is that? Black Jesus. It's so good. It originally was on Adult Swim, and right now it's on HBO Max or whatever. There's like 4 seasons and it's like a 20-30 minute show. They also sold the same shirt behind Mount Rushmore with a cartoon of 4 guys bent over. When you are 12, it's hilarious. That's fair. That's fair. I'm kind of curious if there's a clip of that on YouTube, but I kind of doubt it. Nope. There's no clips of that. I'm gonna have Dan clip it because he said he had some way to do that, so. Just gonna be really nice. I was also recently thinking more seriously about like Stream Decks. Or not, it doesn't have to be like Stream Deck name brand. I know there's other alternatives that do the same thing. I was thinking something like that might be helpful for me because I'm really trying to commit to this thing where maybe I do believe that time is in fact my most valuable asset or whatever, because everything takes me a really long time, and so everything takes me a very, very long time. So whatever I can do to make my routines more efficient is better. Even if it's kind of expensive, it's still worth it because of the amount of time and effort that it saves, if that makes sense. Just because like I so desperately need more time or more efficiency. And like I never really understood what Stream Decks do, and then I read more about it and it's like, oh, I can push a button and OBS will open, my camera control thing will open, Discord will open, all the things I use for stream will just open up and be where I need them to be, and it will take it to the right scene and like all that stuff, and that sounds really nice. I just hope that setting it up is really straightforward, because sometimes on things like that, you have to know what the fuck you're doing. Lonely Electron 726, hi. I am making a snail. The snail in the photo on the right that's from the pattern that I bought on Etsy, but the finished product will look like that, but it will be green to look like my emotes. And there will not be a pencil cup. Because the pattern is like, make a snail and make a cover for a pencil cup and then like conjoin them. And I'm like, why would you ruin the snail with attaching it to a pencil cup? You set your pronouns. Oh, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. I'll check momentarily because I also have to give everybody else the clouds and mushrooms roll, because that allows you to see the message history in the different channels. The permissions in my Discord are set up a little bit differently than in others, simply because the @everyone role cannot do a goddamn thing. And the reason I have it set up that way is because I don't like when people try to get around setting their pronouns, because that's shitty. All right, here we go. I was also thinking, like, should we do a cooking stream soon? And I just can't decide if I should, like, commit to that or not. I was thinking of, like, making that the sub goal, and then I just don't know. And I'm sure it's one of those things where it doesn't matter, just pick something, but yeah. have a lot of thoughts about things like this, and then I like to get feedback, but I don't know, but I never really get feedback, which I'm kind of used to it at this point. Let's, let me go add that extra roll for you. Long Island. Long Island Stitcher, do you have a shorter version of your name that you like? Just out of curiosity. And Stitcher, you're good. I gave you that other roll, so you're all set there. And let's just close that back up. Cool. I feel very proud of the progress that I've made so far on this tonight. I didn't like keep track, but suppose if I really, really wanted to track my progress on the snail for tonight, I could like look at the VOD, but does anybody look at VODs? Exactly. All right, chat. If you could go anywhere in the world right now, it's a fantasy question. In the fantasy, COVID doesn't exist. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? What would you do there? And why do you pick that location? That is the question of the moment for the group conversation. Hair. Do you ever get like, I guess it's more for long-haired people, like you get a hair and you like see it and it's like on your shirt or something, and then you try to grab it and you like can't, and it keeps evading you, and then eventually, like sometimes hours later, you finally find it. Ooh, Christian would go somewhere where you could see the northern lights. That's an excellent choice. Did I skip something? I don't think I did. I feel like if I skipped something, I would see it. So, northern lights is... I feel really dumb, but like, those are viewable throughout the whole world, right? Like, as long as you're above the certain latitude, you can see it. I can't remember. It's funny too that you pick somewhere that would be kind of colder, because you're in summer and you've like been having a lot of heat, so you're like, oh, I want cold, and I'm in winter and I've been very cold recently, so I'm like, my answer would be somewhere warm. I almost don't care where, but I want to go somewhere warm. And in the past for like my whole life, whenever there's questions like that and people talk about like where would you go on your dream vacation, and Midwestern people will always say they want to go to the fucking beach, and they usually say Florida because I think they think that's the only place that has a beach. I don't know. And I would never say the beach because, like, I don't know, I've had a fair bit of that in my life, but I just want somewhere warm. Doesn't need to have sand. I would just like the sun. I like to be warm. Yeah, you do have to be pretty far north. That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's not a straight line. Yeah. I mean, those lines on the globe and on the world maps, those longitude and latitude lines, those are pretty fucking straight. Just kidding. I know they don't exist in reality. They are just there to make map projections easier to digest. There's way nicer beaches than Florida. There's way nicer anything than anything in Florida. I have never been to Florida and I really don't ever care to go. Like of all the 50 states, I've been to quite a few, but yeah, that one just never appeals to me. Also, the northern lights, they are unpredictable. Yep, it is dependent on solar activity and clear skies. That is correct. Yep. We were just talking about like if you could go somewhere right now, because in this fantasy COVID doesn't exist, like where would you go and why? And what would you want to do there? But yeah, I think right now I just want to be warm somewhere. But after that, I would want to get back to like going to really interesting places. You'd go anywhere that's a temperature above 40 degrees right now. You haven't had a temperature above 17 in about a week. Mm-hmm. Right there with you. Right there with you. I'm not in Canada or anything, but like there were several days of like single digits and 0 degrees and a few negative degrees and high winds. Oh my gosh, like I hate it. Absolutely not. Snails, yeah. Yeah, buddy. You know it. That's what we do here. Anakin, what's going on? Lovely to have you join us. Movie night is rescheduled for this next Saturday at 8 p.m. in Discord, by the way. Thanks for your assistance with trying to troubleshoot last night. I really want to go just make sure it all works like tomorrow because I'm thinking of it, but I can't. I have to prioritize stupid classes and trying to find some. Like I picked out like 3 classes and I got errors trying to register for 2 of them. So I emailed my advisor and she was like, well, you can't register for this one because it's a master's level class. Like, oh, okay. Well, it was like the next class after the class that I just took. And the professor was like, I'm teaching this class. You should all come take it. And so she's like, well, you can't take that one because it's a master's level class. Whatever. And then, I think there was one of the other classes was like a master's level class. And I'm like, well, why the fuck are they even showing up if I'm not allowed to take them? You'd think they would restrict it so that undergraduates could not try to register for those, you know? You could stuff the snail with something heavy to troll somebody. Well, the snail is going to Christian, so Why would I don't want to fill it with anything heavy, like some sand or something to weigh it down is one thing, but I don't want to weigh it down with anything heavy because I have to ship this thing to Chile and then it's going to be really expensive already. So I don't want to add any weight if I can help it. Not much of a going person. Almost every time I've traveled, I've been met with health or at-home stresses. It's almost curse level. Wow. Home is nice for now. That's fair. That's fair. I can see that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like we are not ones to travel in a pandemic. Not at all. Some people that I know, they live close to like our old house, but I don't know if I'd call them friends. They're like kind of friends. Like back in the day when we could have parties, we would like go to the same parties and stuff. But like they were like, "Oh, we got our COVID tests, so we're going to Costa Rica." Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, God, white people, stop traveling in a pandemic. You're the fucking problem. Hate all of it. Every time I see someone posting about traveling, like internationally or really anywhere, it just makes me so angry. That would make it definitely more expensive. Imagine if customs opened the snail. Wait, why would that be bad? Sometimes they open things, it happens. But we just say, I don't know, the cost of this thing is pretty minimal, so the insides, they're not gonna tear open the snail I made. Why would they do that? If it was heavy, they probably would because they'd think I was trying to ship somebody drugs or something. That's also why I'm not gonna put sand in the bottom of it. And him trying to be an interloper and ruin the snail. Jeez. Did I mark off this one? Did I just mark off this? I don't even remember. I don't know. I know I put the stitch marker in here, but I don't remember if I crossed off. I don't remember if I came over here and crossed off the row that I did. Fuck. Is there any way to check that? Does anybody know? I have to go and like try to make a clip basically and then go backwards, I think. Is that how we can do that? We have, wait, clip copy to, no, I don't want that. Not sure. Yeah, no worries. Add a stream marker with a description. Did I take off the last stitch as I did before adding more stuffing? What? I think I know. Let me get the link for you. What? Hey, Anakin, what are you talking about? Acres, hi, hi, hi. What up? I'm ripped and chillin'. I'm happy for you, friend. You deserve that. I thought you wanted me to see the past of the stream. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't want to wait for the VOD. I just... Oh, that's the way I can do it. I also was just trying to do it through making a clip, but I'm too far back, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I'm too far back, so I can't do that yet. Can't do it right now because it doesn't work. Right, full video is unavailable because the stream is still going. The stream is still going. Fuck! That's so annoying. I don't know if I marked the last one. I made it before when the stream was still on. Okay, I think. Well, I don't know what to tell you there, friend. Well, we're 3 followers away from 1.2, so that's cool. I just wanted to know if I did that one. Fuck. I don't think I did. I don't record my streams. I should for some reason, but I don't have time to be all like super content creatory because I got too much shit going on in my life and too many other interests. What is this? So yeah, I can't do all that, but oh, I see. All right, let me go back here and check. I am crocheting and I'm putting the clip in. Okay, stitch marker is in. Then what did I do next? The iPad opens up. Do I pick up the pencil? I woke up the iPad screen to look at the pattern. I wouldn't be surprised if I opened it up to mark it off and then got distracted by chat and didn't actually check off the last round. You can change the playback speed. That's fine. I don't want to speed it up because I will forget or I will miss it or something. So I'm just going to hang out for a second. Okay, put the stitch marker in it. And then, oh, and then you're talking about customs opening the snail. And I think that's when I was adding stuffing. Just waiting and double checking, but that's what I did. Yep, because then I took the clip off the bag. And I'm grabbing the stuffing in my hand. Okay, so then I stuffed that and then I was like, shit, did I do the thing? No, I woke up the iPad to mark off the stitch and then I didn't mark off the stitch. So that's number 46. Good deal. And I'm going to pause that so that in case we need it again, we'll have it. Just so we'll have it. Thanks, Anakin, for being able to pull up that link. That was really helpful. All right, now we can continue with the next round. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Supposedly only 7 left. This is single crochet all the way around. That's through 53. Let me mark something here. All right, all right. Thanks for bearing with me during that backtrack. Now we are back in business. Anybody else? Where would you go If COVID doesn't exist in this fantasy, and you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go and why? What would you do there? I think it's a good question to get people thinking and, like, I don't know, a little daydream really never hurt anybody. Actually, I think a little daydream is really helpful. It's nice to get away from your whatever. Eastern Europe. Where in Eastern Europe? Where? And why? Why would you want to go there? To visit family. Anakin, where is family? Come on, y'all. I'm looking for specifics. We're trying to be conversational. Tell me more. Tell me more. Give me the details. All you with your one-word answers. Killing me. Can't be doing all the work here. You gotta talk to me. Tell me stuff. High score would go to Japan. Anywhere specific in Japan? And why do you pick Japan? Ukraine or Russia or Bulgaria? They got pretty ladies? Dude, come on, you're better than that. There are beautiful women literally everywhere because women aren't just beautiful by default. We all know this. I think that's a very poor reason to watch Japanese wrestling, like sumo wrestling or a different Japanese wrestling. What kind of Japanese wrestling? Like, elaborate, tell me more. I need y'all to, like, fill in the details. Tell me about stuff I don't know that you know about because you're picking all these random places. Asks for reasons and hates all my reasons. Well, like, don't be womanizing. Where you're better than that. I know you're better than that. Don't be womanizing. So yeah, I am going to hate on, I'm not going to hate on it, but I am going to call you out on it because I know you're better than that. Get a better reason. Get a better reason. Pro wrestling. Oh, that sounds cool. I like wrestling. Stitcher, go to the beach at the Ritz in Aruba to relax like a beach slug. I like that a lot. I'm on that same wavelength right now. I'm cold and it's just cloudy every day and I need to not be cold anymore, but I need to lay somewhere and be warm, and yeah. I need to be in the sun. The sun gives me life like a plant. Maruka Zombie, hello. How are you? It has been a little bit. How are you doing? Red Syrup wants to go back to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Wake up, go swimming in the ocean for an hour, take a shower, have a good nap. That sounds excellent. Excellent. Plus, Japan looks very nice. I have only been to the airport in Japan. My partner, he lived in Japan for 6 months. I mean, a while ago now, but he lived in Japan for 6 months and he really enjoyed his time there. And you know, I think the fact that he has lived abroad even for only 6 months is probably part of a big reason why, like, we're together. I don't know if I could date someone or be with somebody who has never left the country, just because of, like, my upbringing, and I would need somebody who can relate to that, at least a little bit. Russian women rarely date foreigners, says Clutter King Christian. Do you have a reference on that? On that Russian women rarely dating foreigners? Okay, I finished a row. And I am checking off this row. Ugh. Doing it. 47. Go to the countryside of Brazil, or you'd go at least once a year to visit most of your relatives. You haven't seen them in 2+ years. That's fair. That's fair. I'll warm up at some point in the next 6 months. Yeah, that's true. But if COVID didn't exist, then I would be able to go on vacation in the wintertime if I really, really needed to, which I generally don't, because before COVID was around, like, we would travel once or twice a year at least. So it wasn't really an issue, but I'm antsy. I like to go places, but I can't because people won't stay the fuck home or cover their fucking faces. Anyway, so Lionheart, we're having a group daydream, okay? We are having a group daydream and vicariously living through these fantasies where COVID doesn't exist. And if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? And why would you go there? And what would you do there? Yeah, we all need a vacation, it's true. I did mark the round. Thank you, Christian. More of this, more of the reminding me to mark rounds, though, for everybody. Definitely need more of that. Your friend has a bunch of Russian classmates. Nice. Been to Canada for a few hours at Niagara Falls. I went to Niagara Falls 2015, maybe? I don't know. Somewhere, 2014, 2015, something like that. I forget. We went to Niagara Falls, but we were on the New York side, and I wanted to cross the Rainbow Bridge. I wanted to get a fucking stamp in my passport because I've never been to Canada, but we didn't have our passports with us because we didn't plan on that. And then the next year when we were also visiting upstate New York again, I brought my passport, but Daniel forgot his. So I still have not been to Canada. One day I'll get there. They all date Russian dudes, even outside of Russia. I mean, and that's not exclusive to only Russians. Usually people date within, usually it's not a hard, fast rule, but it seems like most of the time people date within their culture and their language groups because you want to be with someone who can relate to you and who can speak the same language and understand you. Wait, I can go anywhere in the world? Fuck the family, I'd go to Antarctica. Amazing. Why would you go to Antarctica and what do you want to do there? Don't have cars to get there. Oh, you'd go to Lionheart would go to Ireland to see old castles, drink Guinness, and look at old castles. That's fair. That's fair. My ex-wife is Russian. Good for you. It was not a hard, fast rule where, as we said usually, and there are exceptions to all the things all the time. All the time. But she also divorced your ass, so you know. It is what it is. They don't let you cross without a passport, even just for the falls? Absolutely not. You used to be able to. Before the year 2000, Americans could cross into Canada back and forth easily with no passport. You just had to show a driver's license. And then after year 2000, or as of the year 2000, you had to have a passport. So I remember my 3 siblings were all going on some, like, church youth mission bullshit thing. I don't know, something like that. And it was in Toronto. Oh, it was NYC. It was the Nazarene Youth Conference. Big church thing for youth people. And it was in Toronto. And they all had to get passports for that. Like, we've all had passports because we grew up overseas and everything, but, like, they had to get new passports just for that. It's a great anecdote. I like hearing lore about people's lives that they haven't mentioned very much. I like learning things about people. That's why I'm always like, everybody, tell me things all the time. Tell me stuff about you because I want to fucking know. Use details. Just like open up and talk about shit. Antarctica is like another world and it's pretty. I'd love to talk to the scientists doing their work. I'm sure, I mean, that sounds neat. I'm also like, in my head, I'm like, I'm sure they would love to be interrupted. I love when, not love, but like, or the fact that like, oh, how it gets to be 90 fucking degrees in Antarctica now. That's a big fucking problem. I read an article, I don't know, a while ago, but it was like, basically it was like, this is what it's like to be a bartender in Antarctica. And it was really interesting. You might like to read it, Anakim. I can find it for you if you want to read it. I thought it was cool. I like learning about things and I love reading stories like National Geographic and even Reader's Digest and all that stuff. I like reading stories about people with really interesting jobs or like unconventional jobs or unconventional ways of existing in the world. Canada won't let me in. I was naughty once. Lionheart, what'd you do? I got a DUI like, I don't know, a while ago, a long time ago. Like in 2013 maybe, something like that. So I don't know if I can go to Canada because I don't know if it's still on my record. I forget if I got like the right court supervision things or whatever, so I have no idea. It is. It's very weird that Americans use driver's license as ID. Super weird. Kids can get passports. Oh, but as for ID, I don't know. But if a kid was going to Canada, they would need a passport. It was interesting too when I had my DUI. I didn't use wait, was it for that? I don't know if it was for the DUI or if it was for some time before that when I got my driver's license suspended a couple different times. But I would use my passport as my ID, like at the gas station if I was buying cigarettes or whatever I was doing. And I kid you not, there were multiple gas stations and places that I would show them my passport and they were like, that's not acceptable identification. Or they like didn't think it was real because they'd never seen a passport, which, I don't know, I find that kind of sad. Honestly, I felt the most attractive I felt when I lived in Russia. Hot foreign guy that speaks the #1 language everyone wants to learn and practice. And the US accent. It was cool for a time. It is fun to be a novelty. I have experienced that as well. It can be fun to be a novelty. You get, I don't know, it's a different type of attention. You drove a smash lady home after having 2 beers one New Year's Eve a long time ago. So you had 2 beers, the other person was wasted, and you drove them home, and I assume you got a DUI as well. I can't tell if this person is trolling or what. Let me check something. They're not even in the chat. Okay, so this person, like, they're whispering me on Twitch. Nobody really uses whispers, like, barely. And they're like, this person is like, it said that you mentioned me in your stream. What did you say about me? Blah, blah, blah. What did you say about me? And then, like, multiple hours later, they're messaging me again, like, well, what did you say about me? Like, people are so fucking weird. Ugh. In the last election, I had to vote with my passport because I couldn't find my ID. Yeah. It's really dumb. Like, I don't know. I understand why people have to show some sort of ID to vote. Well, I do, but I don't, actually. I do, but I don't. Like, where I live, you do not have to show ID to vote. But in a lot of places in the US, you do, and they use that as a form of voting suppression because not everyone has an ID, and not everyone can get an ID because you have to have all these different other papers to show in order to get an ID, and you have to have, like, a real address and all this stuff, so they use it to keep people from voting, and that's bullshit. I don't know where I was going with that. I think at first I was thinking, like, I can kind of understand it because then you know, like, who's voted and who hasn't, but they have a record of everybody. So, like, I don't know. Moving on. We're talking about fantasy vacations. Let's continue that vein. It's more than 10 years ago. I think you can do something to get your record cleared and they'll let you into Canada. Oh, that's good to know. I don't know why Twitch says that. You have it set though. Not every stream does it when they go live. Yeah, it's not all the time. It just happens sometimes. I got the same notification, but I'm not insecure enough to care. Right. Come ask on chat, Howard. Bingo. Yeah, it's just from the stream going live. The officer thought he was king shit. Ugh, I hate those. So the drunk lady came out of the store screaming and yelling and being stupid drunk, and then he was like, shit. So are you saying, oh, I wasn't sure if you were saying, like, you might have been okay until she came out of the store, like, screaming and yelling, and then it all went downhill, because that absolutely would make sense. 5 rounds left of this section of the pattern. And then we decrease and after 5 rows. Why am I, oh, this goes like this. Then we start decreasing to the tail. Yeah. I was gonna change topics to, like, whatever was popping in my head, but maybe that's not a good choice. Does anyone have suggestions for things we could do for a sub goal? Because that's something that I was thinking about. And I wanted to set something, but I wasn't sure what. But if anyone has ideas, I would like to hear them. The sub goal is how we got this Monty Python movie night thing happening. Which, as I said before, movie night is rescheduled for this coming Saturday, January 15th at 8 p.m. Central Time in Discord. Do not come to this Twitch channel looking for movie night. You will find nothing. It will be in Discord only. You got a DWI. Oh, while she was in the store. I got it. You're going to take her home and walk back up to the bar because your ride was there. You thought you were doing the right thing, not letting her drive. Yup, but you can't even drive if you've had a little bit because it will fucking get you. My DUI was also stupid. It was, the officers told me that it was more because I had been awake for 3 days straight. I'd been awake for 3 days straight, and I had narcolepsy, but I didn't know it at that time. So I was like a fucking train wreck, but I had just all these things I had to get done. And I was really, I've been bad at eating for a long time. So I'd been awake for 3 fucking days trying to get things done. And I had not eaten anywhere near enough stuff. I'd like have a few snacks throughout the day and then I just keep going somehow. And then it was my friend's birthday at the bar that she owned, and I had like 1 or 2 drinks there. But because I hadn't eaten anything like that entire day, and that night I didn't eat anything, then it put me over the limit. And I fell asleep driving my car and almost hit a telephone pole. And I remember my car stopping and I was like, I just need a fucking nap. So it was November, so I kept the car running for the heater and I took a fucking nap. But keeping the car running is the thing that got me the DUI, because you can be drunk and you can nap in your car, but you better lock those keys in the glove box. Yeah, but the fact that I hadn't eaten is why my BAC was up above the limit. And yeah, they were like, I told them the story and I like panic attack ugly cried at them because I was a fucking train wreck. And they were like, yeah, you, also the traumatic death of my best friend was still quite fresh. So I dumped everything on them and they were like, you need to go to therapy and you need to go to sleep. It was a mess. But I remember having like a dream about, like, I had a dream that I was driving a truck or something, like a pickup truck, and that I hit something and it like knocked the mirror off my car. And then when I went to get my car from the impound, it turns out that the telephone pole where my car stopped next to, it knocked the passenger side mirror? It knocked the mirror off of my car, one of the side mirrors. I don't remember which one at this point, but it was very terrifying. Anyway, where you smash something like the baseball bat scene from Office Space. That could be interesting. What would I break? Someone else suggested sub goal for a stream where I play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Dragonfly Fairy, hi, welcome in. Another, huh? I love you. Like a TV or watermelon or something. I don't like to waste food, so I don't think I'd break a watermelon. Where am I breaking this? Because it's gonna have to be cleaned up is the thing. And the cleanup might be really, really sucky. Make pottery shards and art. Ain't nobody got time for that. I've got too many other hobbies to be doing that. I already glue together enough broken ceramic things that I have. I don't need to be gluing together anymore. I do, but yeah, I always feel really bad when something gets broken like that. Four more rounds. I keep calling them rows. I thought about saying like sub goal for cooking stream, but I don't know. I just don't know if I want to commit to that or not. One day we will have a functioning snail. Soon. What would you cook? Good question. I was trying to think about that too. I was like, if I were to do a cooking stream, what would I cook? I know there has to be a dessert and I have to make that pie that Fluky gave me the recipe for. I was thinking of things like lasagna or this white chicken enchiladas recipe that my mom has, but I don't know if those are good choices to do for a first cooking stream because I'm very slow at things, and so I wouldn't want it to be something that ends up taking a billion hours. But also, if I do cooking stream, like, Dan would probably help me with that because otherwise it would all be cold and it would just take literally all night. Week-long lasagna? Wow. Could be fun. Would it though? I think that would be more excruciating than anything. I feel like when I don't know. I don't know why, but my memory is telling me that making lasagna always takes 4 hours for some reason. Like, I feel like whenever I make anything that, I guess, don't latch it, but close it. Thanks. Yeah, whenever I make anything that's like a little bit fancy-ish, like lasagna or enchiladas or a French thing that I like to make, I just feel like it always takes 4 hours. I don't know why that is. Speaking of 4 hours, that was the time limit I set for tonight's stream, which is about 35 minutes away. Just seems strange. It seems like it's been longer than that tonight. I don't know why. Maybe do a test stream with a quick dessert. Maybe. What would I be testing exactly? Or not exactly, but what would I be testing? Question mark. Jello stream for testing. That would be the shortest stream I ever do. Hi everybody, we're making Jello. Boil water. Get the box of Jello. Get the bowl. Dump that in. Add ice cubes. Stir it around. Throw it in the fridge. And then, like, then what? Because the other thing with the Jello is that you have to wait for it to set. And that takes a few hours, doesn't it? Jello takes like, well, it depends. I got a Jello mold to set in 30 minutes once, but that was, I did a lot of things to make it set that quickly. Camera setup, length of cooking. I have a fairly decent idea of what my camera setup would be. So we have a nice U-shaped kitchen. If you don't remember what our kitchen looks like, there's pics under exclamation mark house. But I would have a camera like straight on, and then we'd have one over the stove if we were using the stove, and we'd have one over like the chopping prepping area. So that's like 3, which is no big deal. We have 4 like movable cameras, really. Same is true with stuff like lasagna. It takes like an hour to bake. Yeah, lasagna takes like an hour to bake, but the hour of baking is not a big deal because that's when you do some cleanup. Well, you clean as you go, but that's when you do more cleanup, and that's also when you make the dessert and stuff. I feel like lasagna has to have a salad with it, personally, to balance like the heaviness of the lasagna. You do the cooking show thing and pull the one already done from the fridge. Oh, of course, of course. Oh, okay. You're saying for the Jello I should do that? Because there's no way in hell I'm making 2 lasagnas and pulling an already done one from the fridge. No way in hell. That's really funny. Yeah, I don't know. Those are just things I've been wanting to eat lately, so maybe that's why I got the idea to make those for a cooking stream if I were to do one. I also thought about doing a cooking stream and being like, all right, we're gonna bake a cake and have it just be like a cake mix from a box that we throw in the mixer. Because that would be very simple. And then again, it takes a while to cook. So I'm not sure what we would do while it's cooking if the only thing we were making is a cake. Because the cleanup is also minimal. You clean the attachment from the mixer and you clean the bowl and maybe a spatula, but that's mostly it. Doing 2 lasagnas sounds like a great idea. All right. Christian be trolling. Oh my gosh. Clutter King be trolling. Amazing. That's good though. That's good. I like that. It's fun. Real fun. I was also thinking, like, if I were to play The Long Dark again on streams, like, I don't know that we need to make that a sub goal, but like, I don't know if that would be a sub goal or like a subscribers only stream or anything like that. I have no idea. Do the Bob Ross thing and make 3 lasagnas. Wait, 3? What, how is that a Bob Ross thing? You do the frosting while it bakes. Oh, the cake I was thinking of I wouldn't frost. Because there's the cinnamon, there's a cake that's in a box that I really like. It's a cinnamon swirl cake. It's really fucking delicious, but it doesn't have any frosting. And if I were to use frosting, I normally would just go to the store and use the frosting that's in a can. Is that the thing with cooking streams? You have to do everything from scratch to make it take longer or something? Because I don't think I want that. He made 3 versions of each painting on The Joy of Painting. Did he really? I did not know that. Oh, did not know that. I'm going to mark off this round so I don't forget. It really depends. What depends and what does it depend on? What is the independent variable where? Are you trying to show off your cooking prowess or show an easy, quick recipe? Neither. I'd be just trying to do a cooking stream. I'd be trying to do a thing I've never done and give the people what they want, whatever the fuck it is that they want, because you're not usually great at telling me what you all want, but I like that we're having this discussion. This is a step in the right direction. Because again, that's how we got the movie night. Cell was like, I want to watch Monty Python, and I was like, fine. Sub goal, Monty Python. And then we did it. Yeah, stay there, damn it. It keeps coming out. I think this has been the most successful stream where I have done crochet. Because I haven't messed up. Because, well, it would be weird to mess up when I'm just doing the same rounds each time. Happy to just hang out and chat. Or lurk and listen mostly. Yeah, that's what everybody likes to do. Lurk and listen. Lurk and listen. Sometimes everybody is doing a lurk and listen, and then I've got nobody to talk to. And I hate that shit. Lurk and judge. What? You what now? Why you be judging? And judging who? Not judging me, I hope. That's just not very nice. I think a cake mix and canned frosting cooking stream could be fun, like an ironic pool stream. I tried to do an ironic pool stream and I failed at that miserably. It was supposed to be way more humorous than it was. It was just tragic and sad. But yeah, it could be. It would still be really short though. So I think we have to like make a actual like meal. If you want to know something fun, I can tell you how to swear in Irish. I mean, I don't think that would be my definition of fun, but I like that it's for you. I like that that is something fun. I like that that is something that you consider fun. Did I say something about fun that caused you to say that, Cypher, or are you just offering that? Because sometimes I say stuff and forget it like immediately after I've said it. Yeah, no, go under, thank you. Random stuff in Irish people always want to know how to swear. They do. They do always want to know how to swear in other languages, which is kind of strange. Because, like, why do you want to know how to swear so much if you can't even carry on a conversation? Are you from Ireland originally then? And then you came here at some point for some reason? I keep getting like random fibers of that polyfill stuff in my mouth. It's the worst version of getting a hair in your mouth, honestly. Might as well just drink some water and wash it down. After I finish this round, I will. I used to volunteer. Not volunteer, but like, I don't know, it used to be that when people would find out that I grew up in a different country, they would be like, "Oh, can you speak a different language?" And I'd be like, "Yes." And then they'd be like, "Oh, say something, say something." And I never would because like I'm not into that whole like dance monkey dance thing. Guess that makes me a party pooper or something. You're Irish, you moved to Canada about 10 years ago. Nice, nice. Did you move by choice? Like you chose to move there, or did you move because like I don't know, people move because they get married and stuff, or all sorts of reasons. I'm just always curious of what motivates people for different things they do in their life. Okay. This row is done. We will mark it off. 2 left. 2 left. Yay. And my hands don't hurt. This is great. I mean, I'll be real, like this knuckle is it's a little bit unhappy. Like it's been bent like this for hours to hold the tension, but not doing too bad. Not too bad. Oh, the economy collapsed. Me and the husband were like, let's just get the fuck out and see what happens. I like that. I like that attitude a lot. That's great. I wish I could afford to move to like Canada or Europe or somewhere else. It's just so expensive to do that. I mean, in your case, it makes a lot of sense to just be like, yep, let's do it, see what happens. And it all worked out. Yeah, that's so nice. I love that for you. I guess that's like another reason I'm glad I don't have kids, because like then for whatever reason, if we ever needed to do something like that, like it would be much more doable. Cypher, did you say where you would go if you could go anywhere? If COVID didn't exist in this fantasy, you could go anywhere in the world. And I was asking like where people would go, why they'd go there, and what they would do there. Did you answer? I don't remember. Oh, come on. I ate dinner before stream, but now I'm hungry. And I was gonna go to bed, but now I'm hungry. But I should go to bed after stream anyway. Because then I can get decent sleep at a more appropriate time. And then I can, in theory, get up at a better time and have a more fulfilling day, hopefully. Oh, you did. You'd go home to Ireland. I thought you said that, but I wasn't quite certain if that was you or someone else, because I think Lionheart also said he would go to Ireland. Haven't been home in a while. There are graves I need to visit. I can understand that. We talk about heavy topics here. We talk about all things here. So never feel bad about stuff like that. I feel like I'm crocheting like super fast, but it is not. But I feel like for me this is fast. There's a streamer, I don't remember her name. Like something with bubbles is the name, but holy shit. I've never seen someone crochet as fast as she does. It is insane. I don't even understand it. She like crocheted a teeny tiny little coffee cup thing in like less than a minute, it seemed like. The Only Lexor, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in. So now the question is, what shall we do on Wednesday? I guess we could always keep working on the snail. I really do want to like commit to finishing this fucking thing, but I don't want to bore people to death if all I do is crochet for the next several streams. Catbat cosplay crochets on streams, and she's insanely fast. I don't understand how people can be so fast. It's craziness. And I know like experience helps, but like, but still, how do they do it so fast and also keep counting? Like keep track of all the counts of everything and do that while streaming? That's just pure insanity. Absolutely bonkers. Speed knitting, it is something. Oh my gosh. I've never heard of this thing, but now I must see it. I assume the place to find it is the YouTubes, but if you know of a specific video that's especially good, then I would be down to see that. School starts a week from tomorrow. And as I was saying before, I have 0 classes picked out. I'm fucked. I have 0 classes picked out because, you know, I was busy like completing my semester when my time window opened up to register. And then I was busy like recovering from the school term. And now I'm probably screwed. And then my advisor was like, oh, you could always take the semester off and like do an internship or something. Like, bitch, I didn't even know that was an option. Like, how was I supposed to know that? No one ever told me. And I assume it's too late to do that too because I don't have a resume. I don't know how to find internships, and they better be a fucking paid internship because I'm not trying to work anywhere for free. It's just so frustrating, and like anytime, not anytime, but like my academic advisor, she is really nice. But like she can only, I don't know, she only tells me so much, and then like it's just all these things like, oh, do an internship, but there's so many things that lead up to that that like I don't even know the first place to start with all that. It just really sucks. Because I guess like, yeah, I suppose I should do an internship, but that means figuring out all that stuff that I don't know how to figure out, and I don't know what all I need to figure out. And I don't know if that's just because like I'm not a traditional student or because like, oh, a remote internship would be so great, so ideal. I would love that more than anything. That would be so awesome. But yeah, like it's just so much, and I didn't even know that was an option, and now I have like a week to like figure that stuff out, and like does that mean I have to find an internship and make a resume and like get hired for an internship all within a week? Like how does any of this shit work? Like it's nice of her to suggest something and be helpful, but like that she kind of blindsided me. Like I didn't know that was a thing. She's like, you can take the semester off and do an internship and then just register like normal in the fall. I mean, at the rate we're fucking going, are we gonna actually, am I gonna actually want to be on campus in the fall? Or is there gonna be some other really awful, horrific other variant of COVID by that point? Like, when does this end? When does this end? Because I feel like the answer is never. A friend of mine said that he was like, oh, you should look for internships with the UN. And I had not considered that. He's like, yeah, they have a lot of like environmental related things, and some are virtual, and they also give preference to like, not preference, but like, he said like, they give preference to people who are already in the country where the internship is, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know. It's all a lot and not a lot. No. Basically, like, it's all just too much. It's all just too much. Like, it's too much to think about, if that makes any sense. Ow, my finger. I don't know what I will do. I hope I can come up with some classes, but some of the classes I need are like business calculus. But I'd like to figure out a way to get out of business calculus because I don't remember shit about algebra, and I can't look at a math problem and know that it's even an algebra problem or how to even start it. But I have to take that math, and I have to take some chemistry classes before I can take this mandatory soils class. It's about like literally about soil, which it sounds super interesting. But man, like I'm really struggling with these barriers because like soil, like dirt, soil, soil is more than dirt, but yeah, soil is the correct term for the stuff in the ground where we grow things. Soil. So yes, I am extremely overwhelmed with all things related to school and I feel like there is no one to help me or guide me or tell me what I need to do or how to do it. Because it seems like whenever I email and ask someone, I get told to go ask someone, go ask this other person instead, which means writing more emails that I struggle to write because I don't know how to write all these emails because I'm worried about like writing them properly and all that shit. Because I took an English class a while ago where the instructor like burned it into my brain that if my email to a professor or some other authoritative person or whatever the fuck, if it's not proper enough, then like awful shit will happen or something. So that's cool. All right. 53. Yay, we did all that section. Woohoo. 54 to 55. Oh no, this is 3 single crochets and then decrease, and you repeat that all around. Neat. I'm not going to start that right now. Soil, never heard of it. Awful shit, how come? Soil is not awful shit. Soil is amazing. The things that are awful shit is like everything related to school because it's all the stuff that I don't know how to think about, and I don't know what I don't know, and I don't know what I need to know, and I don't know how to figure that out because I don't know. Because I don't work for the university. Or a number of reasons. You said they told you awful shit would happen if your email isn't proper enough. Oh, right. I don't know, like there's all this fucking decorum in academia, and that's part of it. This English instructor, she was like making it like we had to grovel and have this like properly formatted email to professors and stuff because apparently they're gods, and if you address them wrong, you get failed forever. I don't know. I can't explain why. There's a lot of irrational shit in my brain, and I can't unpack it because I can't afford therapy. So, you know. Subteach. Give me good grades, thanks. I know, right? I'd love that. I would love that. And that's the thing. Like a lot of not a lot, but like this last semester, great example. Like I had to email this professor before I wrote the paper to get my topic approved for whatever reason. And then so I emailed and I was like, I had it all formatted nicely and everything. I had like 3 or 4 sentences in my email because it's improper to just send a one-line email. And I sent it off. He responded and said like a couple snippets of things, but they weren't actually sentences. They were just like 3 lines of different 2 or 3 words. And then I emailed him again because I changed my topic and I again formatted it properly and all that stuff. And then I told him I would like to change my topic to write about California condors instead. He literally responds with 2 words, no formatting, all lowercase, sounds good. Like, he doesn't even sign his email. Like, some professors don't give a shit. And I'm fine. I am all for that energy. But like, it's just exhausting. It's exhausting when you don't know the person. This is shaking like crazy. I'm sorry. It's exhausting when you don't know the person because then you have to write the formal ass email. And those are so tiring. But once you are familiar with the person, then you can just be more casual. Sometimes, yes, it's like writing a letter to the fucking queen. Perfect. and sometimes it's phone texting, but you always have to write the letter to the queen first, and I hate it. I hate it because, like, it's exhausting and it's difficult for my brain to think about all that stuff. Where should we go? Where should we go? This person rated me once, but I don't remember what I was doing. Let's see. Oh, that. Oh, that's what we can do. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Spend the whole day anxious writing a formalized email for the professor to just respond with K. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And I'm not even like, and I'm not even writing to professors. I'm writing to like people in various departments to like ask for help on things. And I just get like redirected all the time because I feel like nobody wants to help and everyone just wants to cover their ass. It's really frustrating. Anyway, I think it is about time to raid and adjourn our meeting here, but we could always transfer to Discord. So also something I've noticed since quitting the RPG, something I've noticed is that since that game was a lot of like go into Discord every 2 hours and push a button, since I'm not doing that anymore, I'm on Discord significantly less, which is not bad. It's not bad. I just really hope that you will all make a point to interact with each other and not just wait for me to respond to things in Discord. Your emails are, hi, jump 2-line paragraph, 2 lines, thanks. Yeah, that's what mine is. That's what mine is too. But it's still stressful. It's still real stressful. I guess, I don't know, we can lament this more in Discord. Or we can not lament it and discuss other interesting things. Or not interesting things. I don't know. I don't know. I just like when people post and discuss things. Oh, I was gonna stuff more in here and I didn't. I'll just do that really quickly. But yeah, we're gonna raid. I'll be back Wednesday on stream. Don't forget, movie night is Saturday, 8 p.m. in Discord, not here, not on stream. All right, let's do the thing. I spelled it right. All right, we're going to raid Chef de Party. He is a cooking streamer. He looks really interesting. He raided us on Christmas Eve with a whole bunch of people. So we can go return the favor. See you all later. Thanks for hanging out and being wonderful. I'll see you on Wednesday, I hope. Good night, High Score. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. Good night, Christian. I hope everyone's week starts off in a kind way. Let's jump over there and say hi, and I'll see you all later. Bye.